Hello, my little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of
Dungeon Crawlers!
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that went up and down.
There
Dungeon
was a
Crawlers.
rise and
um.
fall there.
Anyways, welcome back to episode 3.
3.
Yes, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had just had problems with people with work and life and sick and
Moving.
time
All
off
the
from work and moving and just all sorts
All
of
that
fun
other
stuff.
bullshit.
All the fun shit.
Life, and life,
And then
more
for
life.
whatever reason, the beautiful trailer just likes to, look like it's going to play and then it just stops.
That's so good. We're here. We're square. We're playing D&D.
Finally.
Where we left off, the group had made their way into Omira, where they met the wild-haired, crazy, witch-ish looking Aria Demore, where she discussed a possible contract with the group. Whether it be doing favors, chores, errands, getting certain tasks done that she just didn't want to be involved with and didn't really want to
Have her name
have
associated with.
have her name associated with. Yeah. But the group kind of snipped back a little bit. Some more than a little bit more than others. Decided to test the elderly lady and push her a little farther than needed to be. So she decided to test the group, and lo and your behold, she's packed a little bit more than what you anticipated. Uh, immediately, immediately making Nova bow down, and by that I mean face down, and then proceeding to lay an absolute smackdown on the group. The group was tested, held up, and she felt like she got a pretty good feel for the group. Tossing a little coin their way, she laid out the details, noticing that one of her several shops that she uses to store materials, herbalism, alchemy equipment, and just all sorts of manners of things that come in pretty much all over from Radar, particularly the Shattered Veil, which seems to be kind of a rare antiquities type, hard to acquire substances used in probably higher forms of greater healing potions or just pretty much anything of higher quality. But laid out the details, stating that the one of her shipment yards, one of her storage areas, seems to be getting kind of messed with, per se. Not totally ransacked, but crates opened, things placed within them, things taken from them. Pretty much shipments, paperwork's kind of messed with. Things are just not adding up, and a lot of things seem to kind of disappear. And she asking for the group for a little what's the word I'm looking for? Sneakiness or
Discretion.
under the discretion. Thank you. A little discretion from the group. Her name being kept out of the mouth. That way they can poke around. Without telling anybody that they're there and who they're there for. So they were pretty much given the details and told to handle it as they would, depending on if they could bring the person to them, the information of how the person was doing it, and pretty much hard evidence. They were pretty much shown the door by Miller as she took a little bit of a licking too and needed to rest up. So you guys are standing in the main street. It is late in the evening. I would say probably about 8 o'clock at night. And you guys had discussed where you were possibly going to sleep.
Didn't we go over there early in the morning?
Actually,
we did.
maybe it was. Yeah, I think you guys went there right away in the morning. Never mind.
Yeah.
Would you say that it was
Okay.
Miller time?
It was definitely Miller time.
Oh,
I'm gonna do my best
I'll
to
do it.
not make that joke again.
I think
but
it
I'm
would
not
be
making any
appropriate.
promises.
He can't promise anything.
It's like, yeah, you get one a session. If
You get
Miller's in the
one.
session, you can make the joke one time.
So, I would say
God
at this
damn it.
point, oh, good lord, that's loud. Oh,
Yes, good music. Elm Shore.
Whoop whoop.
Do we have a rest between when we
yeah, you had
fought with her? We
yeah,
did,
you
right?
you
We
had
had like
that
a
long
short
rest.
rest.
No, I thought we got
Oh,
the
no.
potion. We got the potion, which was a
Oh,
short
yeah.
rest, and I rolled like absolute dog shit.
I'm
How
okay.
do y'all feeling? Are we good to head there today?
I'd say it's probably like 9:30 in the morning.
Okay.
About 10.
You know what maybe we could do is go back to the room and just rest up, have a quiet day, go check out the warehouse at night.
Oh, I like that idea.
Because if someone's gonna try to sneak into it, they're probably gonna do it at night, right?
I mean, yeah, but we should probably case the joint first.
I
Okay.
like the idea
Well, I
of
thought-
taking a little bit to rest. Just
I don't
For me
need
personally.
Much of I don't need much of a rest. I'm happy to go explore and looking around for a bit. If that'd be
Well,
helpful.
maybe I'll rest and you look around. I just need a few after, the hag here decided to
Gotcha.
kick me.
Haven't taken much of a beating before, have you?
I haven't needed to worry about it.
She wasn't
Fair
quite
enough.
what I expected. A noble that can actually do something is rare and far between.
Ah, yeah, my jaw's still feeling it.
Things
She
would have
hits
went
hard. I
very
like her.
differently if she hadn't had a reaction, essentially. If I had gotten the opportunity to actually fight her, things could have been different.
It wasn't just you. I overestimated my abilities to negotiate with her as well. She's not as much of a pushover as some of the nobles I've met back in Dollar were.
Yeah, I'll say.
Well, it's a good thing that we're working together with her then.
Hey. No, I feel good about this.
If your friend's close and those you maybe don't trust close,
Basically.
something like that. I don't know. Eamon would have known what to
Those
say.
you don't necessarily want to fight with. Better to be on your side?
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Well, let's all make our way to the inn then, and then we can decide what we want to do from there.
Maybe they've got more rooms now. I don't know why they were so booked up last night.
It was a little strange.
It seemed very quiet in there for how
weird,
booked
yeah.
it was.
That is strange. Strange indeed.
Hmm.
Something tells me they won't have more rooms, but we can see.
I'll
What
check.
make-
I can
What
check
makes
with
you
the
say
front.
that?
Just a goblin's intuition.
Well, either way, I could use just a little bit before we go off and gallivant about the city and start poking around in places that maybe aren't very safe.
Suit
Alright.
yourself. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
You
I'll
guys
start
heading to
heading
the
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll start walking that way.
Okay. It doesn't take you very long at all. About a 10-minute walk. People are out and about, shopping, doing their things. Make perception checks. Just all of you generally.
All right.
18.
Nat 20. That is a
20.
nat
Oh,
20.
yeah.
Let's
Alright,
go.
so Patience and KB, you meet the DC on the dime.
Oh.
Well, KB a little bit higher, obviously. As you guys are walking back towards the inn, out of the corner of your eyes, a good jaunt off around a corner, kind of like there's a massive crowd of people blocking your view, but just over the top of it, as you guys are kind of talking, you notice this gentleman with slicked black hair, a top hat, and a long trench coat randomly walking up to people and opening the trench coat, flashing them. And you see kind of a look of aghast. And then bewilderment and a couple people walking off, just munching on treats, and then the trench coat closes, and this individual dashes back into the crowd.
Oh, that's the guy that me and Sophia got some stuff from earlier.
People getting the trench coat flasher.
But about 10 minutes later, you guys make your way back to the inn. The inn is pretty quiet at this point for early-ish morning. You do see some people sitting around a couple of tables, having kind of a lazy breakfast. 2 people actually eating breakfast, and 1 individual seems to be drinking their breakfast.
He's getting it done early.
The old 9 a.m. pint.
Bit of hair of the dog there.
Oh, yeah.
Can I run to the counter before anyone else?
Damn it, I was just gonna... Shit. I mean, I wouldn't be hastily going. I don't have any reason to suspect there's any foul play here, so I wouldn't be trying to rush to get to the front.
Okay,
so
okay.
KB win.
So-
I mean, it's what it is.
Yep.
Trying to
So
rush.
I was gonna say, my question here, KB, are you like the moment you hit that door, you're just bolting for the counter?
Yep.
Are you doing this stealthily, or are you just taking off?
Just going.
Okay. You guys hit the door, and immediately KB just kind of like right towards the counter.
I'll just wave the ogre over.
Ogre doesn't seem to be in
or
today.
whoever's there at the bar.
You see a half-orc individual kind of sitting at the counter right now, and he seems to be polishing some glasses.
I have I'll sort of reach into my coat and I want to try to do like a sleight of hand to make it appear as if I'm getting keys from him, even though like I already have the keys in my coat. You know what I mean? So I'll probably like put a piece of gold down and just slide it and try to do like a sneaky sleight of hand trick to make it look like I'm getting some new room keys.
Roll a sleight of hand.
What's that? A 21?
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
That's a good sleight of hand.
So you immediately walk up to the counter, and kind of like as you grab the keys, you drop a gold coin, but like stealthily and trickily enough that it doesn't, when it hits the counter, it kind of like slides at the same time that you grab the keys. And he kind of looks at you stealthily, and you kind of give him like an eye, and then wink, and then bow your hat like you're grabbing the keys, and you hold out the keys straight ahead. It's like above your head. You thank him very much for the keys, and then you kind of put them in your coat so that pretty much everybody can see you do it.
Yeah. And then I'll just come back to the group and go, hey, they had 2 other rooms. A little more space for us. I guess we lucked out.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, they did have more rooms this time.
2 more.
Wonderful.
Well, that's nice.
I'll put my hand
Suppose
out
the
for
other
a
people
key.
booking must have left.
How much were
Yeah,
they?
I'll do the same.
I don't. Oh shit. Can I roll deception? I don't know. I as a player don't know how much they are, but I feel like KB would remember how much they cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got one before.
Yeah.
It's
It
about
wasn't, it wasn't
was
3
like,
weeks ago to him.
nah, it was like 2 or 3 silver. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, I'll just say I just paid a gold. I paid 1 gold for all 3.
Huh,
I
okay.
let him keep the change.
That was very kind of you. I'll hand him a gold coin and put a hand out for the key.
He's I'll hand you the key, but I won't. I don't. I'll politely decline the gold.
Yeah, that's very kind
I'll-
of you.
I'll raise my hand out as well.
Oh, hand you the other one. I'll just say I'll be in the room we were in last night. If you guys want to talk or strategize or anything, I made my bed real comfy in there, so I'll be in there. If you guys want to rest up or whatever you want to do, whenever you want to meet up, that's where I'll be.
I just need like an hour or two and I'll stop by.
Sure.
I'm
The
gonna
closet bed.
look back at Axel.
Yeah.
Do you need any rest? Or did you want to go look around?
No, I'll stay with you. I need to clean Chuckles anyway.
Alrighty then. Let's go. I'll head off looking for the room the key's for.
Okay. Where you guys stayed the night before, it's only about 2 doors down from there. Pretty much
Perfect.
2 doors down and right to the right. So they pretty much were right next to each other. So you guys can take a short rest then, while the rest of the group does their thing.
Cross your fingers for me that I rolled better than I did last time.
Fingers crossed.
If we're basically gonna spend the day like in the room, and we may not sleep 8 hours, but we're just gonna be like, we're basically like, if you ever moved from night shift to day shift, like sleeping some during the day and just like relaxing during the day. Can we effectively get a long rest during the daytime and then
Yeah.
As
I'd like
long
to-
as you,
like move into nighttime?
it
I don't know that
depends.
you have to sleep for a long run.
You don't have to sleep, but you have to basically be doing non-action type things.
Light activity, like reading or
Like if you
Yeah,
guys were to
something like that.
basically
Cool,
lay there and not be having a conversation for an extended period of time, or actively be doing something, or crafting, or anything of that nature, we can count that as a long rest then.
or like meditation.
Yeah, like if you're gonna sit in your room and meditate for fucking 6 hours, 7 hours, yeah, I would count that as a long rest.
According to the official rules, there must be at least 6 hours of sleeping during a long rest.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you do. I was gonna say I think you have to actually sleep
Okay.
for a period of time. I'm gonna get in the room and just like fall face first into the bed and just sleep.
It's relatively comfy, clean. So there is that. There's a little wash basin in the rooms, for you to clean up and freshen up if need be.
Axel, you joining us?
He came with me.
Okay. So it's just me and Patience.
And
Yeah,
KB, if he hasn't already
it's-
walked off,
KB, you coming with us? I want to go check this place out.
I think I'll go back to the room if that's okay.
All right. Switch
I'm gonna think some things over and come find me later in the afternoon.
Sure.
I was gonna say, Ray, so you would have heard Nova said she's just gonna take maybe an hour or two rest, and then she was gonna meet back up with KB too. So it's not like 6 hours of
Mhm.
I wasn't gonna do a long rest or anything.
Gotcha.
I was gonna sleep / meditate for several until probably the afternoon, 3-4.
Did you?
I'm
you need
gonna
a long
follow.
rest?
I'm gonna follow KB up to his room though.
I don't need the HP. I need the spells
How
back.
many spells did you spend?
A fuck ton.
Well, I didn't spend any,
That's
which
true,
is
'cause
why
you
I
did
don't need
use
a long
like,
rest.
all of whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
I used a ton. Well,
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't a ton, but a good amount. I mean, I probably
You're
I
gonna
don't know.
probably want those for any potential altercations we have when we
Yeah,
actually go do this job.
yeah. If we're like anticipating finding someone, I'd like to. I'm not at 0, but I'd like to be,
Yeah.
full up.
Gotta get your mental energy back,
Yeah.
Mr. Mentalist.
I'm gonna follow. I'm assuming KB, you're going up to the room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll follow you up there. Well, just want to make sure I have a couple of things right before Patience and I head out.
Sure.
All the 3 owners, the Milna, Thorpin, Chester. We don't quite know which one of their stores is worth going after first, do we? And
To correct you, it's one store that you're going after,
Gotcha.
and it's one store. And holy shit, I was actually just trying to find that right now. Where's my notes on this? There it is. It is, yeah. So it's just one storehouse. The storehouse, like the manager is Milna, and then Chester and Thorpe work under her as kind of like
Gotcha.
labor. Yeah.
Yep. And what's the herb garden? I had notes on that, but I forgot what it was.
What's up?
The herb garden. I have notes on it, but I forgot what it was.
That's
She
what the storehouse is called. It's called the
that's what I
Herb
thought.
Garden.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea where the herb garden may be? What kind of gave you impatience? We might want to ask around.
I'm waiting downstairs or wherever.
Oh, okay. I'll ask KB.
Surely she would have given us something, right?
She told you it was in the Amber district.
Yeah, the Amber Spire.
I'll say I don't know the area here that well, but somewhere in the Amber Spire, I guess.
That shouldn't be too hard to find. Well, we'll take a look around for sure. But we'll be back. We'll be back soon. And I'm gonna head out. I'm actually gonna let's see. I might head to the room. I'm gonna check in on my room first.
Okay.
Just open it up. See what's in it.
Just a regular room with kind of like a full mattress in there. A little bit bigger than a full. Very nice looking. Has like a down pillow,
But it's a
Clean.
single, huh?
basically.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pull out my spell my book, my spell book.
Okay.
Go to the page of this spell. I'm gonna pull out my tapestry, which has the spell written on it. I'm gonna pull out some of these. I have some.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
That's
have
a fun
some
spell.
materials I've picked up back from Delar, and I'm gonna pull them out as well, alongside my tapestry. The course of action is, of course, Sophia and Patience, heading to the Amber Spire and trying to scout around, find the warehouse, and see who's there without us getting seen.
So by casting human omen from an otherworldly entity with the result of its it's 30 minutes. Okay. What do you use then to cast this? So you do it on the tapestry. Are you just looking for
Yeah, so I'm using I pull out like a bunch of scraps of different think like wool and string and other stuff worth the amount for the casting, and then that kind of gets engraved in the tapestry, which is what reveals the result of the augury. Yeah.
So you sit down, you cross your legs, and you kind of relax, and you lay all of the materials out in front of you, and you kind of do like one more peek over your shoulder to make sure that you close the door behind you. You take a deep breath and you close your eyes, and as you relax, your eyes shoot open, and they are a midnight blue with hints of almost like flame that run through them. and immediately the fabric shoots up and begins to weave itself into this tapestry in front of you. And as you open your eyes, you see you and Patience walking down an alleyway, peering at a building that has kind of like ivory-ish looking stonework that runs the whole building, a large barn-looking door on the front with deep green vines that wrap all along the building, and a pot with a large kind of plant that has a big leaf that hangs off the one side that says the herb garden. And then the whole front of the building just has like plants and like roses and different kinds of just like plant decantry.
Do I get the sense that this is like a
It looks
good idea
very-
or a bad idea? This looks like probably a good idea.
It looks very peaceful. The doors seem to be partially open in the tapestry, and the day looks very bright, and you get the feeling that it's just kind of like a happy scenery.
Yeah, I'll roll that up, pack things up, and I'll make my way down to Patience.
I've gotten a drink from the bar.
What
Well,
kind
this
of
is
drink
happening.
you want?
Something that give me a good buzz, but not too strong.
This beer.
Sounds good to me.
Walks back. 15 copper.
Done deal, my man.
Sets the drink in front of you. Drops a little cup in the top of the beer, and the beer begins to fuzz and foam and slides it across the table to you. Think of like an Irish car bomb.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Ooh.
You take a drink. It's not an Irish car bomb. A little rougher.
Mm.
It's a, what is that called? There's a drink that is like, it's a shot that you drop into a beer.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called.
can't
That's
remember
what I
what
was
it's
thinking of though.
It's a something back.
Definitely something that takes your mood from like 0 to -50. Feeling pretty chill.
Good stuff. Mm.
Perfect.
So, I'm just trying to do the change here. Yeah. If I took out 15 copper from 1 gold, that would leave me with 9 silver and 5 copper. Yes?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Why are you
Cool.
making me do math?
I've made myself do math.
I don't like you for making me do math. Take disadvantage on your next turn.
Fuck you.
Ray, you can do it in your D&D Beyond. If you
Yeah,
open
I
up your
I
inventory.
tried doing that. I don't
Yeah.
have it. I didn't have any copper before, so when I tried to subtract 15, it was like you can't have less than 15 or less than 0 or something. I was like,
Oh yeah, you have to subtract off some silver.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, that's
Well, I didn't have any
So-
silver either. I just had 10 gold.
Oh. Yes.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't divvy
Yeah.
out your fucking stuff yet, did you?
Forgot money is an issue.
Wait, how much? Yeah, because we got gold
She
from.
gave us like 100 gold up front just to help us with traveling. I don't
Yeah.
know who she handed that to. Or wait,
She
was it
threw
to...
it on the table
No.
in front of you guys.
Did I
You
grab
took
it?
it.
I grabbed
Yeah, you
it. That's
took
right.
it,
I
yeah.
grabbed it. Oh, I have that right here. Sorry, my bad. I should have looked there first.
We didn't divvy it up.
I already made
Okay.
a note that I grabbed it.
Oh,
I don't know
she's
where it
stealing
went.
already.
I don't know where it went. Wink,
Think of the
wink.
party's gold. Are you, Chelsea? Come on.
He gone now.
It's gone. Nudge, nudge.
Whoops.
Axel's all like, "Yeah, we can live peaceful now. We're gone. End of campaign. Axel and Nova out."
Time to,
Only
time to
day
And
open a
we-
bed and breakfast.
KB gave us our own room. You may never see us again.
They
Yeah.
gone.
the D&D
And you wouldn't take a gold piece from me either. You
No.
bought me a room of your own volition.
Yep,
Oh,
she was
no.
she was tipping you on the way out. She was pretty much saying,
Well, no, but then
Thanks,
when
have
we
fun.
Here's
first
your
met with
share.
her, didn't she give us something?
"What's up?"
When we first met with the Arya, didn't she give us something?
Yeah,
Some-
no.
No, not the
No.
first time.
Nope.
I don't know why I thought that was the case.
Yep. She pretty much gave you traveling expenses and then laid out how much you guys would get paid had this be completed. Because you remember, you guys tried to negotiate a price, and Nova threw in
Well,
a
that was
bigger
the-
price.
That was the second time because Nova
Yeah.
and Axel weren't with us the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, she
I
didn't.
thought there was something that she gave us at the end of the first meeting, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, I think it was you had some thinking to do, or to come back in the morning to discuss if you wanted to move forward or not. But she,
Correct.
she didn't give
Well, but
anything.
wasn't it for no? It was for
Uh,
rescuing Miller from
Yeah, I
the.
think she did give you something.
Yeah.
remember
I
what
thought
she
it was
gave
Gave
like
it
tea or
to
something.
me and Sophia and KB.
Yeah.
Wasn't
pretty
it like,
sure.
I thought it was the tea.
Yeah, well, she did give tea, but she threw you guys. I think she did throw you guys a little cash for
Oh damn, I don't remember that.
for
Yeah,
saving.
because you weren't there in the room.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
We'll
That's
have to
okay. I
pull
got
up-
100 gold. You guys, take your couple gold and you can go.
But
I'll just add 500 gold to my personal.
yeah,
That's
sounds fair.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
you
So you
were-
want to give us 10,000 platinum?
Holy
I
shit.
think it was about that, roughly, more or less, probably less, but you know.
Oh, we'll meet in the middle, halfway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5,000, easy. 500,000, right?
Yeah, yeah.
500,000 platinum. Jeez.
Go buy your own kingdom. Go buy Omira.
Seriously, we could.
So,
Yeah, like inflation would skyrocket if someone had that much money.
oh, 100%. Just walk into the throne room. Yeah, we own this.
We own this bitch now. Get out of here.
So, Sophia, what are you walking down now towards Patience, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm walking down to Patience.
Okay.
Just meet up with her in the bar area.
Yeah, I'm like sitting like kind of with my back like leaning on the bar, just
I'll walk up, somewhat
Good.
excited. Just kind of tap you on the shoulder. You ready? Think it's
oh,
just us?
yeah.
The rest of
Some
them are
old
not.
times. Just the two of us. All right, let's go.
All we gotta do is stay out of sight, so it'll be pretty easy.
What'd you say?
All we gotta do is stay out of sight. Pretty good at that.
Oh yeah, you know I'm good for that.
Yeah, I talked to KB a little bit. And yeah, as long as we can find the Amber Spire district, we'll be fine. We can look around for some sort of warehouse.
Did you get a look at it somehow?
I'll recognize it when I see it.
All right then, good enough for me. Guess we'll make our way over there.
Do we have an idea of where the Amber district is? The Amber Spire?
You guys
We've
have
been
been here
here.
long enough to know how to get to the Amber District. But you
Right.
don't know pretty much anything else beyond that. You guys spend a lot of your time kind of in the lower section, basically just, doing what you guys did originally for the reason why you guys came to Amira. So,
Yeah, we'll make our way there.
takes about another 10-ish minutes, 15 minutes roughly. Taking your time, lots of crowds here and there. A lot of hustle and bustle in the district that you're in now. A lot of sales going on. By the time you get to the Amber District, it's even more busy. There is vendors, carts, people rummaging, trades going off, bartering here and there. A lot of the larger shops are open and the lines out the door.
As
Make
we're
it.
as we're
Go ahead.
going along, do I see any posters with our faces on them?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Yes, the alleyways are riddled with your faces.
That would be concerning. Nat 20, baby.
Oh, shit.
You do notice a board, a wanted board, and you make your way over to the wanted board, and you don't stop and glare. You kind of do one of those like feign talking to somebody else / looking over the shoulder of somebody else while they're purchasing items, and then out of the corner of your eye, glance the board over. You don't see anybody on there that resembles yourself or Sophia. What you do notice, though, is a wanted, not wanted per se, but a warning. Ouch. Damn it, what was that? That was sharp.
You okay?
Yeah, I don't know what it was on my pad here. Like something was pokey.
Ouch.
You do notice a not like a wanted poster, but like kind of like a warning, as in like, decree, warning, persons in league with and or making acceptance towards, please turn into city guard, the cleansing flame, the cult that brings. All information, please bring to main city guard.
What was the name of that play?
The cleansing flame.
Yeah, and if Sophia doesn't notice this, I'll point it out. Like, get a look at this.
I haven't heard of that. The cleansing flame.
Just to clarify, does this thing make it seem like the cleansing flame are the people issuing this decree, or it's being issued against them?
Being against them.
Okay.
Yeah, we would turn in them if we had information on them. That's kind of the sense
Right.
I got.
Okay.
Sorry, I like on the fly there. I was like trying to think of how you would word that in my brain.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to make sure I got the right message.
Roll a history check for me, the both of you guys.
Okay. Yeah, that's about
Patience.
right.
That's never really been up your wheelhouse. Not
No.
something that you've really kind of paid attention to.
No, it's not.
Sophia, though, this is something that has kind of, you've heard whispers in some of the fighting pits that you've kind of hung out in the background. You've watched the fights and you've listened to the drunken sailors and the pirate captains and just all the shady people that come through. You hear some of the stories. The Cleansing Flame is a cult that started, I would say, probably about 50 years ago. Kind of came out of nowhere. Seems to be a cult that just kind of sprung up. Well, I wouldn't say probably 50. I would say probably along the lines of maybe like 100 years. It had been around for a while. Nobody really knows exactly where they came from or why. They just came out of nowhere. They seem to be a cult that's focused on basically the downward. I wouldn't say down, actually not downward, but the outcasting of religion. Basically saying, fuck religion, gods aren't real, we don't need them. They seem to kind of be in and out of the whole radar, and they seem to kind of be almost like a boogeyman's tale. Like people don't really believe in them, but every once in a while you hear something of like a very far corner of radar. A group of them springs up and then immediately are snuffed out, and like a small town is usually like eradicated or something along of those lines. But other than that, it's kind of like nobody really hears too much of them. It's more like trying to think of like a best analogy, like ugh, when like a mass murder or something like that happens. You hear about it, but immediately people try and get it off the air because it's like, well, we don't, you don't need to hear about that. It's kind of shoved under rugs really quick.
See, I think I've read something about it. It's rumors. I don't even know if it's real, but it's a cult. Focused. They've declared war on the gods. They want to eradicate all religion. Like I said, it's only the rumors. They don't last long. I'm surprised that I'd be see the gods here openly admitting that they're real. Since I've gotten is authorities don't like to even acknowledge it. But maybe it's less of a thing here. I don't think we'll run into any of them.
Well, it is a big city. You know, rumors fly fast in a place like this.
What's there?
But I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about these people.
I'm happy to in a hush voice, not the old faces here yet.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Good day.
Yeah. All right. Enough distraction. Let's keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep on going.
Doesn't take you a whole lot longer, and I would say with that perception check, patience. Actually, it wouldn't even be you that would be looking, but you walk down the road quite a bit more. It's not too far off the main street, and you notice a couple of buildings that you're like, look curious, and you notice one that just kind of seems to fit the bill of what a herb garden might be. You just see this overgrown building with like plants kind of going all over the top of it, and as you get closer, you do see a sign that says herb garden.
Like we found our place.
Looks like it. It's not that hidden.
It's like right. Is it like on kind of a pretty busy street?
It's not on a main busy street, but like if you were to hit like a fork in the road, and then you took like the fork off and like 3 or 4 houses down, so it's right off of a main road, but like kind of a little bit off.
Yeah. It's not something that sees a ton of traffic from like the general public.
But it's definitely something that it's off the beaten a little bit that you could probably be sneaky.
Well, I see 2 ways we could go about this. Try to gain entry, subtly, or we could just try talking to them, see if they can show us around.
Oh, I don't think we should do that without the rest of us. I think they trust us not to get noticed while we're here. Do I see like any sort of like window or doorway or
roll a perception check?
No.
Can I help her?
I do not.
Go ahead. Roll if you want to. Yeah, Sophia, you're really distracted.
You want to roll again?
Well, if you want to roll with advantage, yeah.
There we go.
Hey.
That is a roller coaster. So originally, where you got really distracted, and you kind of you begin to think about the cleansing flame again, and you kind of start to like rattle off some more information, and Patience like grabs the side of your head and goes, "What's that?" and like rotates you and goes down an alley. So what you notice, the big building on the front of it, there's a a grated, almost like slate type window that seems to be barred up, and the bars seem to actually be inlaid into the stone. So I mean, pretty precautionary. And you notice two big barn doors that seem to have almost like a giant lock on the front, and it's open enough that you can kind of see beyond the door, and you do notice like a, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Those like hooks that are on the back of the door that you can like lay a log in that locks it in
Yeah.
place.
Like
So
a
you
door
couldn't,
bar thing.
yeah. So you can't force it open, or like you could kick it open if you wanted to. It'd probably be pretty hefty. You do look down to your left, and you see a window that's on the side, but it seems to be on a second floor. And as you look closer, it doesn't look like it has anything like over it, and you feel like if somebody were to boost you up there, or you were able to climb up there, you could probably drop in and maybe open things up. Because as you look down the alley, you do notice that in the back, there's a smaller alleyway back there, and you're not entirely sure what is around the corner.
Hmm. How high up is this other window?
Hmm, 15 feet, maybe 20 feet.
So
Eh.
that window doesn't go into the actual warehouse, though, right? This goes to like an alley that's next to it. Is
No,
that-
it looks to go. It's like up. It's almost like an open window for like breathing room or something like that, or air circulation from the top. So
Gotcha.
you're not
Okay.
sure. You're not sure entirely what it goes into inside. It might go into the building. It might drop into like a attic. It might drop into. You're not 100%.
No, that might be a way for you to get in, Patience.
Yeah.
If you
I
can
think I
climb
can
up
make-
there.
I think I can make it.
Take a look,
Kind of.
and then we
Yeah.
decide what to go with that. After that,
I'll sort of look kind of down. Are we in like an alley right now?
You're standing right in the middle of the street.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
I mean,
move.
you guys just stopped and looked at the building, and now you guys are like casing out in the building in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
So
let's-
we wouldn't have moved toward it, and we'd be kind of, you know, acting like we're just kind of passing through. Well, I learned a new trick. We could try it.
New trick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Explain to me what this does.
Well, if it works as I think it should, no one will be able to see you.
Oh, that would certainly help. I think I can get up there myself, but yeah, being unseeable would be good.
But I've read it lasts for quite a while. So if that's not the way in, maybe we could even try a separate window. But at least this way it will avoid any sort of detection. So I say we try it. I'm ready to use some of these new things I've picked up.
Let's do it. Show me what you got.
Yeah, I'll look for like a. Is there like some sort of place we could try and get behind, like a wall or something that no one would else be able to see us?
you
Like,
could
or
go
like an
down that
alleyway.
alley. I was gonna say you could go down that alleyway that leads to the back of the building. It seems to go down and splits to the left and the right. See what's
Yeah,
down there.
we'll just step in there, I think, right, and then just kind of right around the edge where.
Okay.
Just so we're not
So-
visible from the main road.
So you step into the alleyway, and I mean the sun's out. It's only about noon, so you're not
Yeah.
like incredibly seeable, but now you're kind of like in an alley, and then there is about I'd say probably like a 7-foot little like fence or wall to your right that goes into the into the yard that the building is actually in to your right. So you're kind of blocked on both sides in this little alley.
That might be a way in too. You could hop that fence once I hide you.
Well, don't I have the fence is around the whole building, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to hop the fence regardless.
Should be easy enough for you.
Yep.
Let me find it. Let me.
Little stretch, little limber up.
I'm gonna like flip through my book and eventually I'll get to one that has like 3 people. One of them's visible, one of them's like transparent, and the third one is just a faint outline. This is it. And I'll like close my eyes and I'll tap you on the shoulder. It's casting invisibility.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll meet you
You
right here.
wanna-
See me?
Where did you go?
I'm right here, silly. All right. Let's get up to this roof. I'll try to pop over the fence.
Okay.
And is the fence close to the building, or is there a decent distance between there and?
A little bit of a distance between the building and this fence.
Okay.
So, so make an
Hmm.
acrobatics check.
All right. So yeah, they're just to hop the fence.
Yeah, easy enough. Just up and over
Yep, just a
No issues at
simple
all.
vault.
as you kind of kick off. Kind of, you show off and showboat and you do like a little flip kick and land, but nobody can see you. So
Yep.
in your
But
mind,
I
it's
know
really
it was
cool.
badass.
Yeah, in your mind, you're like, "Fuck yeah!" and you land, and then you stop, and you're like, "Shit! All right, that was really dumb."
Okay. So you said it's like 20 feet up to this window?
Roughly. And it
Okay.
looks to have kind of like vines or moss on the side of the building, so you're not really sure,
Mm-hmm.
how well you can get up there or not.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my tattoo to cast jump on myself,
Okay.
and I'll just jump up to the window. Is it like, am I gonna have to hold on to a ledge or something?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna just jump straight through the window.
Well, I mean, like, is it? I'm thinking, like, is it like in a wall, or is it like, kind of like one of those little windows that's like in like a little bit on top of the roof? You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's kind of like a little like ledge, so you'd have to like jump, grab, and then pull yourself in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Do the
Okay,
jump.
so you so you jump, you grab onto the ledge. Now you're gonna try and pull yourself in, so I'll make a strength check.
Okay.
See if you can't pull yourself into this tiny little hole.
Oh,
Is that a natural one?
that is a natural one.
It is. So you jump, super cool, and you grab on, and you latch your fingers, and then, and you let go, and you fall straight back. And you take
What, 2d6?
so you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as and you land on your back. Sophia,
Knocks the wind out of you.
all you hear is
That hurt.
Just as I planned it.
Fuck you. You're not even here. Okay. I'll give it another shot.
Hold on here. Can you cast it more than once?
It lasts for
Okay, yeah, I just want to make
a
sure.
little bit.
You
Yeah,
cast spell for
the tattoo doesn't show the spell,
Okay.
but
It lasts for a minute, so I'm sure
Yeah.
you could try it.
Yeah.
At
Yeah,
least
so
one
you're
more
able,
time.
you got one more time. So you run and leap, grab the ledge this time, and you dig your fingers in. Make another strength check. See if you can't hold on to this little ledge and start pulling yourself in. Oh,
My
you're
God.
holding on, but you're just like, and you're like shaking. It's just mossy and kind of shitty. You can't pull
Not
yourself
a-
up, and your fingers are slipping. Make another one. The DC's gonna get higher
Fuck.
because your arms are starting to shake now.
Fuck.
Off again.
Fuck. I'm not good.
This is going really well.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as all of a sudden you this time anticipated as you let go, you're like, oh, fuck, fuck, fuck," and you like kick your legs and you land, but it's one of those like land and you can feel your whole body jar.
Yeah. Well, I don't have slow fall yet.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so the jump fell, it has faded at this point.
All right.
So now you're like, fuck that. Your body hurts a little bit. Pride kind of took it out of you. Couldn't quite get your fingers.
I'm gonna
It's not-
use a key point to do step of the wind and
Okay.
get up
You're gonna
there.
run. You're gonna okay.
Well,
So
actually, would I have enough speed climbing? I guess it doesn't really matter.
you can make it. The acrobatics is the check's gonna be a little bit higher, so you can run, kind of double walk off the wall and kick yourself up. But with the moss and the vines, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult.
Okay. I'm not gonna use a key point just yet
Okay,
because I don't
So
think
you-
I need to.
so you take a run, so you back up against the wall. You give yourself a little bit. You take off at a run and you step, kick. Roll an acrobatics check.
Fuck, man. What is this crap?
Oh no!
Step,
So tragic.
slip, and straight down. You don't take damage this time, but it's that moss is just kicking, and you begin to hear something coming around the corner. Hello, hello.
Shit.
And you see a
I'm just gonna stand still.
I'm gonna a minor illusion, like a couple of like stones that had fallen off the side of the building.
So you see, oh here it is. You see a, oh dang it, that hurts. You see a orc male come around the corner, very dark skinned colored male with like one tusk is missing and the other one's sticking up, and you just like, oh, oh, and you do the minor illusion, like 2 little stones falling. What the fuck? Okay. That's weird. Oh, I don't get paid enough for this. And he turns around and walks back into the building.
Fuck. I mean, I could try again, I suppose.
Try one more time.
Yeah, I'll try it one more time.
All right. DC is a little bit higher because now you got some, because you don't wear shoes. So you got a little
Yeah.
bit of moss on your feet.
Just
a little
wipe them off
slicky.
as best I can.
You're trying to wipe them off, trying to get yourself a little dirt on the sole. Take a run. Step, run. Acrobatic check. Hey, there we go.
There we go. Come on.
Just you get a little of that gravel and sand embedded in between those
Mhm.
toes, and you just step, kick. Strength check. As you get to the top and you grab hold and you get your fingers on there again. Oh, you're holding. You got yourself halfway pulled up, and like the top of your head is in, and you put your chin on the ledge, and you like pull yourself, and like the tip of your chest and head is in.
the
but
hardest. It's like the
you're
hardest muscle up I've ever done.
Oh yeah, dude, you're shaking. You're shaking, and the bees are going. And you're like,
You've also
like-
taken a beating too from falling multiple times.
Yeah.
Sophia, all you hear standing on the outside is this. Just like shaking, trying to get in. You're in halfway, but you're in. Nope, nobody
So-
saw it happen, but you got in.
Okay. So, am I safe? Am I on the ground, or am I like halfway out of the window still?
So you're halfway out the window and halfway in, like you're dangling. And
Okay.
so as you look in, it is like an attic, but it is an attic that basically is like beams. And there's like boards that are laid across the beam where they like it's like a partial storage area, but like not very
Unfinished.
good. Yeah, so you feel like if you were to step out on it, it might be a little risque.
Okay.
Like you look out on there's like some boxes and crates that are like on plywood boards or something of that nature that are stacked in between two beams, and like other boards it's very dusty, and like other boards that are kind of spread out like some blankets and stuff like that, and you can't really see some of the areas, but then you look like a foot farther in the distance and there's like a hole that goes straight down, and it looks really sketch.
Eh.
What are you doing?
What's a little risk?
All right.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, so you get yourself up and in, and you get that first leg in, and you step inside, you sit down, and you're just shaking,
Yeah,
you're just sweating.
I'm gonna
You're
take
sweating
take a
bricks.
second, just like sit down on one of the beams and like hold myself like up with one hand and just be like,
Oh, your quads, they're shaking, they're trembling right now.
mm,
The arms are a little quivery. You're kind of doing one of those like, you feel real buff, but at the same time you're real spent.
yeah.
It's like one of those like real good workouts, but at the same time you're like, fuck me, this is
Yeah,
bad.
I'm gonna
Muscle
feel this.
failure.
I'm gonna feel
Yeah,
this
yeah.
tomorrow.
You're up and in. You're standing on that first little beam right on the other side. So what you do notice is, like I said before, there are some crates and boxes that seem to be stacked up in, and they're on top of ledges. There's some draped portions and areas that seem to be kind of like hung over. There's like some boxes and crates that are draped. Some that are open, some are closed. And then you do see down as you look out a little bit further. You kind of see down into the store, and you do notice, it's not so much a actual building where you would go and get like herb and
It's not a
apothecaries.
storefront. It's like a
Yeah,
warehouse.
it's a hardcore warehouse. You just see you see a you see a elven female, like almost like kind of skinny-ish, very almost platinum blonde hair tied up into a ponytail and like leathers. Very dirty. You can tell she's been working a lot today. 'Cause she's got like dirt smeared on half of her face, and she got a clipboard, and she's just marking off packages, and she's going through and looking at pieces of paper that seem to be like taped to the sides of these crates. And every once in a while, she does kind of like takes a crowbar, undoes some, looks inside, verifies something on her paper, and then she points at this.
Hey, the Long Shots D&D. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in.
Hey.
I don't know
Oh,
why
welcome.
our alert was way to the left for some
Hey,
reason there.
yo.
Ooh,
Hey,
welcome.
welcome. We're currently
What's up, guys?
infiltrating a warehouse to get some
welcome
intel.
back.
And it was not going well, but it's been entertaining. Thanks for bringing your peeps in here.
We appreciate it. We'll make
Thanks
sure
for
we
the follow.
add it to you when we coming back. So, you notice her taking inventory of something on the sheets. You watch as she points over at another human male that seems to be kind of short. You, for a second, almost mistake him for a halfling because he's just really, really, really short. But it ends up being, it looks to be a human male of some sort. Salt and pepper looking hair. He's got a scar that runs from the corner of his eye down a cheek. seems to kind of walk with a little bit of a limp, and she points at him, points at the crate, and he begins to hammer the top of the crates, closing back up what she had been looking at. And then you notice this, the individual that came around the corner from behind before, the dark green orc. He seems to be sweeping some corner, mumbling to himself, and you see him every once in a while kind of look around. He steps off into a corner and begins to munch on something.
He's on his lunch break.
I think he's probably sneaking a snack.
Or that.
Longshot, Gallowglass, and HG867. Thanks for the follows.
Thanks, guys. So,
Excited to
what are
have
you
you.
doing?
To the Dungeon Crawler crew.
Good lord.
God, what?
So you're kind of sitting up on those beams. The legs are shaking a little bit, arms shaking. You're kind of sweating a little bit, but you can kind of see over, not the store, but the warehouse. The back portion of the warehouse is very unlit and very dark, but you do notice that there are seem to be lanterns that are lit that are kind of providing a low light in some portions of this warehouse.
I think I have dark vision.
Dark vision!
Well, it's
I'm
not
dark vision!
dark. It's not
Yeah.
dark.
I didn't really think about what I would do once I got inside.
Oh, just had to get in there, but now you're like, I'm in and I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Shit.
What are you
So,
doing?
From where I am, do any of the crates look like they've been tampered with? Or would I have to get closer?
I would say at your distance, you're gonna have to get much closer.
Mm.
You're a pretty decent ways up. You can see the crates, and the vast majority of them look to be closed. If you want to see if they've been messed with, tampered with, maybe partially opened, jarred, beyond probably what that elven female is doing with the crowbar, you're gonna
I'd
have to get closer.
Yeah.
Red Beecher, thanks for the follow.
Okay. I guess for now, I'll just look for like other ways in, if I can.
Make a
That might be
perception
a little
check.
easier.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Man.
You do notice the window that you had crawled up behind you, and the double, almost barnwood doors that seem to swing way out. You do notice the almost the barring system on the back of the door, and kind of the big chain / lock that seems to sit on the front of the door. You, with that, you don't really notice a whole lot else. You think that there's something on the back of the wall, like maybe a door, but you just see a lot of crates. You're not sure if at one point there was a door back there, and maybe the crates just got set on top of it because they don't use the door as much anymore, or if it just was never a door to begin with and they've just permanently closed it. Kind of hard to see. Not so much that you just can't see, but there's stuff stacked up in this attic that's getting in your way. If you want to try crawling out a bit further and looking about a little bit more, I'll let you do that.
I'll do that.
Okay. So make an acrobatics check with disadvantage, because you're going to be crawling along the beam over stuff. Okay.
Hey, let's
You're
go.
you're
Whoa.
shaky. You're shaky, but you've had this moment to kind of like take that deep breath in, and you kind of notice as you take that first step out onto the beam, some dust and some dust begins to kind of move around. You hear a little bit of a creak, and you're like, "Ooh, not that beam. I'm gonna step over here." And you put your foot out and reach across the beam, and you kind of slowly, you do this like almost like big old giant like spider walk out, kind of using your hands to like push yourself up and make yourself as much weight less on your feet and on your legs as much as possible. And you get yourself out a little further, so go ahead and make another perception check. Okay.
Man.
You don't see
I'm having
much.
Kaz rolls
I
right
was
now.
gonna say you're pulling a Kaz there.
You just need to keep rolling acrobatics because those
Yeah,
rolls
for
have been
real.
on point.
So
Most of them.
it's hit and miss. You don't see much more than what you did before. The only thing that you do notice a little bit more than what you did before is on that back wall where you thought it was a door. It looks like there is a door, but there's probably about 5 or 6, maybe 10 crates stacked up against that wall, and you're not sure if that's even viable.
So it's pretty much the window or the main door at this point.
That you can see.
Mm-hmm. Well, those aren't bad options. Might be better to have somebody assist me in getting up here the next time we do this.
Nah, you got it.
Nah, yeah, you're right. I got this.
After 3 tries. Half your HP.
Completely biffing it twice. Hmm. What else? Be good to try to find out. Is there like an office in here that I can see?
You're not sure.
Hmm.
With those perception rolls, it's really hard to tell. You're having a really hard time with all the dust being kicked up in your face and like walking around and trying to keep as much focus as possible while climbing the beams, that you're just having such a hard time seeing around and getting a good layout. You're not sure if there's an office or any other doors or windows. From what you can see, there's pretty much the double barnwood doors in the front, the window you came in, and maybe something on that back, but you're not even sure what that is.
Okay.
Is there a spot where I can drop down from the beams without hurting myself or making a loud noise?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could find out.
How,
I mean,
how,
with
how you want me to do that?
I mean, with your
With
perception.
10
I mean,
perception?
from what you can tell, it looks pretty clear below you.
Clear.
Dad, you
but-
have a grin on your face that's really not.
Is it okay? Is there
not
any
telling.
spot where like the crates are stacked high that is close by?
Couple
Or at
spots where
least
they're stacked
reachable?
high, but they're not like 4 or 5, crates stacked deep. I mean, 2 or 3.
Mm.
I mean, it's still going to be a little bit of a drop. You got good acrobatics.
Yeah. It's the noise I'm worried about. Oh.
It's the smelling DM I'm worried about.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
too.
that part. You're not
Oh,
hiding
come
your
on.
smirk very well.
Come on. Give me a break here. Here, I'll set the mood here. Ready? Here we go. Does this make you feel better? Green for go. Green
Yes,
for go,
actually,
baby.
I'm going for it.
Or do
Oh,
you want blue for sad? All right, you doing it? All right.
Yeah, I'll try to like kind of lower myself down so like I'm hanging from the beam by my arms and then just kind of drop down onto the crate.
Okay.
Real
You
quiet
find a spot where it's like 2 crates and like a smaller crate stacked. It's like one of those like almost like ammo boxes.
Shit.
It's a little high. So you're like, I think I did it. So you like hold yourself out and you're holding on and you kind of look down. It's a pretty good drop still. Roll a stealth check.
Even if I'm like, if
But
I
you
like
have
kind of
advantage.
get down on the beam that I'm standing on.
Yeah.
And hang from that.
It gets you closer, but it's still a
Okay.
little drop. It's not a horrible drop, but it's still a little bit
Okay.
drop.
Stealth check.
with advantage because you are stealth, because you're invisible.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Good thing you had advantage.
Okay. So you're like, you let go. Roll an acrobatics check. See how well you land.
Jesus
Oh,
fucking
no.
Christ.
Oh, no. I can't believe you chose to drop down inside by yourself. Without any backup. What are you
He's
gonna do?
patient. He's living up to his name.
Yeah, totally.
Well, presumably they're just
You
warehouse
hit like what? You
workers,
hit
right?
one of the crates, and you like off the side, and you down, and you land, and you knock a crate off on the opposite side, but you land quietly, and you're like up against the wall now. And you sit there for a second. You sit there for another second. I rolled really shitty. Nobody seems to do anything.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna make my way towards the front.
Okay.
No, I'll go to the back first.
Okay.
See if there actually is a door back there.
Okay. So you look at the area where you thought there was a door. There looks to at some point have been a door that was not functional, walled off, but it looks to have been mortared over and kind of sealed off, basically made into a wall. You see kind of like the makings of what used to be like a sliding like grate, and they walled it off.
Gotcha. I'll go towards the front then.
And since you are on the floor level, I'll let you roll one more perception check.
Come on. Okay, that's
You
better.
do notice on the way out, there's a small office to your right, where kind of like right about where you dropped. It's just like, it's not even like an office, it's just like a standing desk that has like a bunch of papers and shit all around it and like a chair. But in the back left corner, as you're walking out, you do notice in the back left corner a door that has a big lock on it, but it's a singular door that maybe they lock everything up in the front and they go out the back. It's like a heavy oak with metal planking on it.
We got the big like loading door up front, and we got the employee entrance in the back.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Is the front door open?
Yes.
It is open? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna slip out.
Okay.
And make my way back to Sophia. Gotten a lay of the land. So, just kind of show back up in the alleyway and just tap Sophia on the shoulder.
An invisible person taps you on the back.
Yep.
Sophia jumps a little bit and
Hey.
then kind of breathes,
Guess-
takes a deep breath.
Guess who?
Follow me. And I'll go back to that same spot where I made Patience invisible. Go back to that spot and then reverse it.
A little dirtier, a little bruised up.
What happened to you? You okay?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I fell a couple times.
I thought that might have been you.
Yep. Gonna be feeling that in the morning.
Nobody saw it. If nobody saw it, nothing happened. I'm sure you was graceful getting up to the top.
Oh shit. I never put the crate back. I knocked one over.
So you undid this, you undid the spell?
Yes.
Sorry. The first thing you notice, you are head to toe dusty as fuck. Head to toe dusty, and like, it is to the point where the sweat is like mixed in and you have like mud almost. Yeah, it's real nasty. And there's some bruises that are beginning to start, and your fingers are already like a little bruised, and like the tips of your fingernails scraped off from where you were trying to grab onto that ridge.
Let me tidy up a little bit.
God, that spell is so fucking useful.
Instantly, the dirt, grime, mud mascara that you were wearing is cleansed from your body.
Oh wow, feel good. Thanks.
Prestidigitation.
Well,
Alright.
based on what I heard, it doesn't seem like they saw you. Did you find anything useful inside?
Well, I didn't want to risk it,
Mm.
drawing any attention, but
No, that's good.
I did find out that there's a couple other ways we could get in. If we don't want to go through the window, there is a door in the back. Would be locked though.
Well, I imagine it's all going to be locked up when we come later tonight, right? I assume. That might be
Yeah.
easier than trying to pry the loading dock door open.
Definitely, that would take some heavy lifting.
How many people were there?
Just 3 I saw. It was a elf lady, really short man, but like not a halfling, not a gnome. I don't know. Guess he was just, petite. And then I don't know if you saw that orc that came out the side, but yeah, third guy.
Would I say let's make our way back then and get ready for tonight? Are you gonna be good to go?
Yeah, I'll
You
be
look-
fine. I just I need a little breather.
You could use a little rest too.
Yep. And I'll kind of take a step, and then now that I'm back on solid ground and not in a stressful situation, the pain kind of hits. I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, take it easy."
Yeah, the hammies and the quads definitely feeling it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Toes a little sore, but
Yep.
as you guys begin to make your way back towards the inn, is there anything else you guys want to do in the meantime?
I
think
can't
so.
think of anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody
we've taken
else?
enough time from everyone
worries.
else.
That's D&D, dude. Some are longer than other ones. Anybody else doing anything in the meantime? Nova and Axel and KB.
Well, how
I
long were
will
we
just-
gone?
I will just have been
That-
nap. Yeah, that'll help.
With
long?
all of that going on, you guys would have been gone for roughly about an hour and a half. Because you figure it takes about 15-ish, 10-ish, 15 minutes to get down there. And then between all of that stuff that you guys were doing, about 35, 40 minutes.
That makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so I would say let's just to make it easy. Probably when they get back, I will have woken up from my nap. I'll just say it was like a 2-hour nap.
There's dead
Wow,
bodies
how long
all
now?
through the room. Axel ate everybody. No, I'm
Dream
kidding.
sequence.
Excellent. Have
No.
you tried Goblin before?
Well,
Well,
only once in a while.
had to taste it once, at least. Actually, he probably has already. I don't know.
Makes great kibble.
Yummy.
KB is short for kibble.
Yes.
Kibbles and
I hear-
bits.
Kibbles and
I hear-
bits.
I hear it's a
Yummer.
delicacy in their society.
Oh, kibbles and bits. Oh no.
Well, we now have a new name for KB. Kibbles and Bits.
It fits too well.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
shit.
But, so nobody else is doing anything? KB, Axel, Nova?
No, I'm just resting, meditating / sleeping.
So I'll wake up after like the 2 hours and kind of look for Axel, see what he's doing.
He's just like on the floor a few feet away. You see he's finished cleaning his weapons. Now he's just going through some light calisthenics. Sort of, he's not working up a sweat, but he's, there's some light puffing coming from his nose.
Nova's trying to sleep and acts like.
He digs his claws into the floorboard, and he's just doing like sit-ups, but he's like actually legit just sitting up. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so I would wake up, see he's he's over there working out a little bit. Well, I think I've rested enough. Are you good to go meet back up with them?
His ears sort of twitch and he looks back. He stops and looks over. Sorry, did I wake you?
No, not at all. I slept really well.
Good. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Kind of get up, go over to the wash basin and splash some cold water on her face a little bit, and then
So the
take
cool
a deep
thing
breath.
about the wash basin, it is a little bit warmer than lukewarm, and the moment you do that, and kind of you see that little grime or sweat, or like if you were to blow boogers into the water, it like cleanses itself right away, and the water refills itself.
Oh,
Kind of a cool little.
refreshing.
Well, fancy.
All right. After doing that, then I would just head for the door and towards the room that we originally were in, which is probably
Okay.
like next door or whatever. I don't know.
I'd
Okay.
imagine that's KB's room now.
Yeah.
Do you knock on the door? What do you do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I just kind of like do a little light, like knock with my finger.
I'm trying to get 4 hours of sleep / meditation. Do we think that it's been that long?
No, it's only
Or
been
not.
2. So if you're not
Barely. Yeah, just
if you're
barely
not
two.
awake, then just I mean,
Yeah, if you tap real lightly, I probably wouldn't
Yeah.
hear or answer.
Well, I was also gonna say you are in the room, but you were also in a closet with the doors closed.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
So
I
do you
wouldn't.
even hear that?
I purposely wouldn't be knocking loud. That's why I knocked with my finger, just in case he still needed rest. If he doesn't answer, or I don't get a sense that I hear any stirring in there, I'll just turn to Axel. Well, I guess our goblin friend hasn't rested enough yet. I guess we could go wait in the tavern.
I'll nod.
Alright, I'll head down to the tavern.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
You
look for
guys-
an open table.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's like 2 or 3 open tables amongst the 6 or 7 of them. And you walk down, and you guys do find a table. There's several tables open. It depends on if you want to sit in the middle, against a wall, right by the door. Kind of a preference at this point.
I'd be against a wall, but sitting on a side that has kind of an eye shot to the door.
Easily done. You do notice a table that kind of sits farther back in the inn away, but it's close to the bar, kind of like at the very back of the L of the bar, kind of in a dark corner to it. But it does face the door, so you can pretty much see anybody coming and exiting and going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll pop a squat and flag the barkeep down.
Okay. At this point in the evening, the ogre friend walks out from behind the bar. Seems to be he's a more of an evening shift kind of individual. And you see him walking around. Could I help you?
Ah, yes, you again. I'm glad to see that you have some more rooms available tonight. We would like
Right.
right. Yeah, we would like a couple of drinks. I'll have a beer and whatever he's having.
Same thing.
Who? Okay, like 2 beers. 10 copper.
And I'll slide him 10 copper.
Thank
I gotta do
you.
math.
So he walks away. He comes back and he gives you these pretty big pints of beer. Slaps them down, slides them across the table to you. Slides the coins into his big mitt. Like basically just one big scoop, and you're like the whole, almost half the table. He just grabs all the coins and like walks back towards the bar. You see him go back in there. And not only is he serving drinks, he seems to be cooking something back there as well, and he's humming to himself loudly. 2 or 3 minutes later, unless you guys want to do something in the meantime. Nova and Axel.
I'd just probably be waiting for. I would assume we'd probably very shortly after popping downstairs probably see Patience and Sophia popping in.
That's what I was just gonna see. About 2 or 3 minutes later, you guys kind of begin to sip on your beers. You get a little bit about a quarter way through your beer, and you notice a Sophia walk in with a not limping, but kind of like a like stiff walking Patience.
I'm gonna immediately mind link with Sophia and say, Myra, we're over at a table in the corner. Please join us.
I'll make my way over.
Are we still doing fake names? I forgot about that.
So I know about Patience, but I haven't heard Sophia's name be corrected. I still
Yeah.
know her as Myra.
You do see like a little bit of confusion at first, and then
You're
see
like,
her start
"Myra, who the
glancing around the room.
Who the
and
fuck
then
is
she
Myra?
sees you, and I'll kind of like pull Patience that way. And they have a table over here. Okay, Bay still snoring away.
I did knock gently, and it didn't seem that he was awake yet, so I decided to wait down here. Find anything interesting?
We found the herb garden. Not too far away, just in the Amber district up the road. I think, what do you say, 10 or 15 minutes? Depending on how crowded the streets will get. It's pretty busy out there.
Oh, God.
Patience managed to climb up through a window on the top of the warehouse and take a peek inside. Led to a few bruises, I think.
I'm gonna look
Don't
Patience
worry.
up and down when she says
there were
that.
there were no altercations, and they did not know we were there. So, but we did. We saw 3 workers. That might be the 3 that Aria had mentioned. We saw the who we think was Milno, as well as 2 others. But more importantly, you said you found some sort of employee entrance that we could possibly get into later tonight. Is that right?
I think Patience
Patience?
is still AFK.
Oh, Phil.
Oh, that's right. It's a BRB.
We saw we saw like an employee entrance that likely will be easier to get in tonight, instead of trying to get through the loading dock door. Other than that, we didn't learn too much. It seemed to be just the typical going-ons of the warehouse.
Oh, that's good to know. So it didn't seem like
Let's
there
do
was
it.
any special security or anything like that, just kind of a normal warehouse.
One of there was an orc that came outside, and he possibly heard a little bit of noise of patients trying to get up. That might be a guard, but I think that's just one of the workers. Certainly wasn't too keen to even be there. Was more focused on eating, I think. But hopefully, once we get there tonight, we'll be able to maybe see something.
That's all very good
I'll
news.
do a little more looking around. Shouldn't be too difficult.
How late should we wait before we go?
We'll want to make sure they're not working.
True. So are we thinking very late?
And the warehouse wasn't too far off the main road. In fact, passerbys might be able to see us if we went when it was light. I think going when it's dark would be safer.
Maybe later in general, so that there's not too many people nearby.
But not too late to draw suspicion and around the streets.
Very true. People might know we're up to no good if we're wandering the streets very late.
Especially in that part of town. A little more less conspicuous than here.
Perhaps sometime around 9 maybe 10. Might
should be
be
good.
reasonable.
Sit out once it's still a tad bit of light, and by the time we get there, it should be dark.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, we might as well get some dinner then. I'm not sure how long KB will be.
I think Patience wanted a little bit of rest too. He lost some of those bruises.
Oh, Patience needs a rest. Oh, that's right, yeah. So, eyeing her up and down when Sophia was explaining the bruises. So there was no altercation, but this one seems to have taken a beating.
A little bruised.
Just a little bruised.
Nobody saw it.
Was a little bruised. Me? No way. Not at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, as long as no one saw you, I guess that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, of course nobody saw me.
I think we've decided that sometime around 9 or 10 tonight we'll head back. So it's not too late as to draw suspicion, but not too early so that we ensure that there aren't any workers, hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't get the sense that the orc, will be working too late. He seemed ready to check out, and it was only 10 a.m.
Well, if he's there, we'll just have to rough him up.
Yeah, we'll do it if we have to. Although, I mean, I guess these aren't probably Arya's employees. Should probably not hurt him too bad.
I only said rough him up.
Yeah. Well, I'm good at that.
Immediately, as you guys are having discussion here, you hear a chair slide and all of a sudden push its way in between Patience and Sophia, and these big meaty hands come down on Patience's shoulder and Sophia's shoulder. An individual with a long trench coat and a big brimmed hat sits down. Well, looky here, Hellcat, Sophia, how you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you two. Well, who knew I'd see you guys in the city? Well,
Do you
god
recognize
damn.
this person?
Immediately, all of the hairs on the back of both of your necks stand at attention, and that cold sweat shoots down the back of your spines as you guys both look up at Wiley Sartik, who is a kind of an in-the-run bounty hunter type individual for a said individual that you two both know very well. What are you two doing? What are you two doing out of the city, out of Dala? It's been a long time since I've seen you two.
We interacted with this person in the past, or do we just know of him?
Both. He is an individual that does a lot of Donovan's dirty work.
Shit.
A lot of his under the table, a lot of his shit needs to be cleaned up, and nothing left behind type shit.
Sophia winces. There's a grimace on her face, and without even looking at him, just goes, "Take your hand
Bartender,
off
shots!
me."
Oh, little lassie. You know you like to play hard with me, don't you?
I'm gonna
I'm gonna grab
my
his
right arm.
his arm that's on her shoulder. Be like, "You heard her. Hands off."
Immediately, without even a glance, his hand slaps in close to the back of your neck like the pinch grip, and he pulls you in real close. Don't talk to me like that. We're friends. I don't know what you're doing out here, but you better calm down real quick. I don't know if Donovan's got you on a little fun journey. Been a long time since I've seen you, about a month. I don't know what you two are doing in town here, but let's have some fun. Donovan obviously has got you on some long, extravagant thing. You guys fighting in the city here? You guys
I'm
are
gonna
fighting
insight
in the
check
city, aren't you? Okay, go ahead, roll an
Does
insight.
he seem like he's like genuinely telling the truth?
Yeah.
Like,
Roll an insight.
I'd also like to. I'd like to read his
I mean,
thoughts too while she's doing this.
Sophia would be
Certainly
beyond
read our-
confused.
You can certainly read our faces.
No, I mean
Okay.
I want to read this guy's thoughts.
Okay. Okay. All right. Two things happen at one time. So
whenever,
Sophia,
whenever, yeah.
he seems like he's genuinely telling the truth. He's kind of surprised to see you two in the city. Looking to buy some drinks and have a drink with you. Top of thoughts off the top of the head are
Strongest feelings and thoughts. Yeah.
strongest feeling. Sophia's got a nice ass. Ugh. Oh. What the fuck are these two doing here in town? What's Donovan got them doing? Hellcat in another secret fight? Is he going to the underpits? Ooh, I better put my money on that one. I could make some good coin.
Does he still
I
have his hand on Sophia?
No, when she kind of grabbed it and slid it off, he kind of let it be. He went from doing that like that bar bro, like where she slid the hand off, and instead of going like all the way, he did like the slide down to the back of the chair, and he's like hanging out. He's still got a pretty good grasp on Patience's neck, but it's not like that like death grip anymore. It's more of like a, like a light little rub. Like he's kind of being playful with it now.
Then you must have missed Sophia's, or you must have missed Patient's fight last night then.
Hey, I had some business out in Krawlers. Couple fuckers got
it
out
was-
of line. I
You can
had to
tell,
put
like- Go ahead.
I had to put a couple in line. Oh, Betty Lou, she did the trick all right. And he kind of like flicks his jacket up. And you two, for those of you that are not from the city and or been around certain people, you see Patience and Sophia, you know what these are. He's almost got like revolvers. And he's got one on each side. And a short sword on both sides of his hip, but he has two guns almost like side holsters underneath both of his breasts or under both of his armpit.
Yeah.
Betty Lou.
The classic cop holster.
Yeah. Oh, Betty Lou here. Oh, Drummy. He got to meet him real good. He's taking a swim out there in the Obsidian Ocean, if you know what I mean. Lots of money, lots of money. So
You can
what's
hear
the-
like a shake in Sophia's voice as she's talking. Like she's trying to cover it up because she's so nervous. But yeah, the
Yeah.
Patience got herself rocked, but came out on top. It was quite the spectacle. Yeah, Donovan's gonna make lots of money from it.
Fucking miss that. I always make a lot of real good money off you fights. When's your next one? Tonight? Huh?
Oh, I'm afraid we're not gonna be around here much longer. That was the last round of 5. I'm afraid you got here just at the wrong time. But
Yes.
I know I'm not supposed to, but they don't know it, and I wouldn't probably disclose it, so they think I'm holding true. But I'd like to also get, just because I can probably see the discomfort on both of their faces, I'd like to read Sophia and Patience's like most forefront thoughts or feelings right now.
What are you guys thinking?
a mix of utter fear that we're recognized and confusion that this guy is not just trying to capture or kill us.
Yeah, and both of you guys. So
yeah, pretty
just
much
lay
the
out,
same thing.
both of you guys know this guy is being absolutely fucking cutthroat, like the worst of the worst. Like he
Mhm.
likes to. He's one of those individuals that likes to play with his food before he
Mhm.
finishes it. And he is very good at what he does. He's kind of one of Donovan's top boys for getting shit done, and he's known
Yeah.
for getting shit done.
Yeah, Sophia probably wouldn't even necessarily believe that much that he doesn't know what's going on. So fear would be the top emotion, and confusion would be second.
Okay. Patience.
Much the same. However, there's this like kind of like anticipation kind of boiling underneath, where it's just like, she's coiling like a spring, just if something goes wrong, she's ready to fight or flee at a moment's notice.
Just to put it out there, he has whooped your ass really bad before, Patience. Like,
Yeah.
really bad on Donovan's behest, basically, like, shut the fuck up, and you said Donovan to shut the fuck up, and instead you got a pistol whip. Real bad.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
Just curious. When you cast suggestion on somebody, because they have to make a saving throw against it, they are aware that it's happening, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Say in the text.
It doesn't say. I
So
know in other
some
spells it says
it
like charm.
specifies.
Like charm, it says
Yeah.
they know that you did it. I can't see anywhere in suggestion where it says that, but because it's not like nothing harmful happens, but at the same time you could potentially be told to do something that is counterproductive.
I think the point is that you word the suggestion normally as if it was just a like,
Yeah.
you need to do this. The spell goes off and it forces them to do it if they fail the spell. Otherwise, they just act like they would normally act if you suggested it.
So
Correct.
I'm curious, if I were to cast this and he were to succeed on the save, would I be now like targeted as I did something, even though it doesn't say that?
Yeah, he would think you would just ask them to do it.
Possibly, depending on
Oh.
what kind of person he is. It may not.
So
Yeah,
I
it
could just
might-
say it, and even if he failed it, or he may still do it, just based on what I'm
Possibly.
asking, because
Right,
he
you
maybe
went-
would be,
You wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily know that
Okay.
He wouldn't know that a spell was being casted on him.
or wouldn't be
believe.
necessarily negative depending on how I word it, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
I am going to cast suggestion on our friend here.
He rolls a
Uh,
6.
Oh. Are you using a portent?
And
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, you don't know what I'm going to tell him to do, but I'm
No, I
hoping, based on what's going on here, I'm hoping that, yeah, I'm going to have a trigger attached to it too, so.
Ah.
Because
So,
it says it lasts for 8 hours or until the trigger. So he rolls 6? So
well,
he fails.
he's being forced. Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to, his name is Donovan?
No.
What's his name? Or maybe I don't know it.
You didn't get his name yet.
Okay, I don't necessarily need his name to ask him to do something, but I'm just asking. I'm going to look at him and say, "Hello, good sir. I would request that you please follow me to my room without speaking so much as another word. I would then like you to sit on the floor next to the bed and not leave the room until I say the words, go."
I think that's how it works.
It is how it works. So it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah,
it's a
but
con-
can you put that much into it?
Yeah, it says a
You
sentence.
suggest a course of activity.
A
It's not
suggested
like
course of
it's not
activity.
like command where you only give one word.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's a course of activity limited
So,
to a
hold
sentence
on.
or two.
Yeah. So hold on. Here's the kicker, though. Here's the kicker. Do you have a snake's tongue? And
I
either a bit of
do. So that was
honeycomb
one
and/or a
thing
drop
that
of-
I talked to you
Okay.
about, is because of based on the coin that we were talking about when I was in Billin, that when I picked up that spell, I wanted to acquire that, which would have been easy because I was in the desert and there was a
Okay.
vendor.
Also, Ginge, that components you don't need components unless there's a specified gold value, as long as you have a focus.
Oh well, I happened
and
to I put one in my inventory anyway while I was there.
Yeah, so you wouldn't need the components for suggestion, as long
If
as
you
you
have
spell focus.
an arcane focus, yeah.
Oh, I have an arcane focus, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well,
Perfect.
then you're good.
Okay, so I have both now, regardless. So so again, I would like you to follow me to my room, not saying another word. I would like you to sit on the floor next to the bed and not leave the room until I say go. Now that means that if that trigger isn't hit, he's stuck in that room for 8 hours. Either way. So I'm going to get up, hoping that it went through, and I'm going to start walking towards my room.
So, in the middle of him going, ha! So, Sophia, when are we gonna have that date? He just stands up, kind of looks around, tilts his hat, and just begins to follow Nova out.
I'm gonna look at the group and say, "Follow me." And I'm gonna head to the room, like I already was.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Nova!
Probably a good 15 feet behind.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like stunned at just what's happening.
I'm gonna enter my room. Once I do, he should take his suggested location to sit. Now I realize one thing I didn't word properly, and it's probably gonna shoot me in the foot, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Is I told him not to say another word, so he can't actually speak anymore until I free him or until the 8 hours is up. But that's just on me for not wording it properly.
You can still read his thoughts.
True. And we can at least speak, and at whatever point I can still release him, and he's still in the room. But it's just, yeah. I wanted to stop him from talking and get him out of the room. So that was more important. Do you need me to continue, Ginger, or are you looking for something?
No, I'm just
Okay,
waiting.
okay, just making sure.
Following. Yeah.
Okay, so...
Can I talk to you outside? I'm
Who?
gonna look at Nova.
Sure. So after everybody goes in the room, or whoever's going in the room with him, I'll have the door open. I'll step aside with Sophia.
Yeah, I'll be there too, Sophia.
Well done. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we might need to speak
Oh.
about what's going on exactly.
You know that we told you Patience and I had a bounty on our head?
Yes, you did mention.
So
So I'm
he
aware.
He works for directly with the person that issued the bounty. And he's one of his worst.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Scary motherfucker.
He should be here to kill us. I don't quite understand what he's doing, but don't underestimate him. I can't imagine he's here on accident. And it's just a coincidence he ran into us. I don't believe that.
That's what I was afraid of. Based on his demeanor, I was getting a sense that while he was being very friendly, it wasn't being received as friendly.
One thing you
So-
do know is he does travel a lot for work, so
It's just,
So
he's a rat.
But
knowing
he
that
gets around.
knowing that you mentioned that there is, a bounty on you, I'm not shocked, but it is a little bit concerning. And considering we don't want him necessarily following us around the city, we should probably take care of this, and without him shouting about you in the main tavern room.
He can't return to Donovan if we're gonna stay here. If he's allowed to leave, we have to run.
Well, then he won't be allowed to leave. If he is here to harm you, being that we're now part of a team, I would say that it's in all of our best interests to stop that from happening.
You can read minds, right? And you offer to read ours.
I
Can
can.
you read his?
I will try. Being that he won't be willing, we'll see how well it goes. But since he's somewhat confined in the room until I say otherwise, I'm going to see what I can get out of him.
I want to know if Donovan knows we're here. Why were we found? Who else knows we're here?
Well, let's
Does
find
that make
out then.
sense?
Let's go. Let me see what I can get out of him. And
I trust you. Let's do this.
I'll go back into the room, And I'm going to sit down on the floor in front of our buddy here.
He just gives you kind of a smile, and he's sitting there / like leaning back against the bed, just looking around the room.
I'm going to reach out and wait, let me check.
I dig deeper.
You specialize if you or any of your companions damage the target, the spell ends. I'm not going to damage him, but I would like to grab hold of his wrist and touch his radial artery.
Are you looking to hold hands with me, are you?
I'm gonna grin at him. Kind
Yeah.
of. I'd like to get a feel for your personality, and sometimes I feel like touching skin is the best way to do that.
Make a persuasion
Oh.
check with advantage because of the suggestion and the manner in which you asked.
Double 13. Seems like he likes being touched, so what difference does it make?
Okay.
He certainly is after the touch of a woman.
He likes the touch of a woman. Yeah. All right. Come on, honey. Give me a hand.
So that's my anchor. So I should have advantage.
Yep.
So I'm going to probe his thoughts. Let me see.
Good up.
Well, doesn't that make him save against it?
Yeah, but I have advantage.
So he has disadvantage.
But I'm not harming him. It doesn't cause any
Well-
damage. It's just
Yeah.
whether or not I'm able to pry his thoughts deeper.
So what I roll against that?
Hold on. Shit, I didn't think of this. So, suggestion is a concentration spell.
Yep.
And detect thoughts is a concentration spell. So I can't do them at the same time.
I was gonna say you're gonna
Nope.
drop one or the other. Why'd you have to look that up? I was gonna have fun for a second.
Hell no, because I know better than to just do shit. Which is why I looked at before I even touched him. I'm like, wait, if I touch him. Okay.
Good girl.
Fuck.
Get.
And he's like, kind of like, you're like holding his anchor, and he's like taking his underfinger and like stroking like the backside of your like
Oh.
forearm.
There's gonna be like
he's,
a little
he's just being real creepy.
Until
He's being real creepy.
chill will run down my
Very-
spine, but I'll sit there.
Very lecherous.
Yeah.
Do without prying, do I get the sense that he's comfortable sitting here? Like, if I were to release him, would I get the sense that he would just want to take off?
Like if you release him from suggestion,
Yeah.
you reading his thoughts?
I'm not prying. I was just.
No, I know you just top thoughts.
I'm curious if I get the feeling like if he is. Is
You
he
want his
like?
top thoughts?
No, because I think that still counts.
I don't know. What for
That's
the
what I'm trying
is
to
that?
read. It doesn't specify.
For which one? What is this?
For
What is it for?
Detect thoughts. You can read thoughts of no, because it's for duration. I don't think I can even do that.
It's concentration
Yeah,
for up to 1 minute. Detect thoughts.
yeah. Fuck it. I'm gonna look at Axel while I'm holding the creep's wrist. Axel,
He's like putting his back to the door, like he's leaning on it, like, with
Perfect.
his arms crossed.
So
I was gonna say.
a big thing for you, Axel, because you come from a land where it's pretty fucked up all the time. Pretty fucked up all the time. This guy makes all your hair stand up. Like, not in a good, like, haha fun way. Like, you want to fight him, like, in a haha, oh, fuck me, don't want to be in this room type of way. He really puts you on edge. There's just something about him that if this man runs rampant, it'll be real bad. Like,
Okay.
you don't know if you should kill him, but if you try to kill him and it goes wrong, like, it's gonna go real bad. Like, it just, like, your feral instincts is like hyper sensitive right now, like real bad. Like, there's just red flags.
Yeah.
Also want to reiterate. So when I did suggestion, I tried to like give very specific direction, but I wasn't doing it in a mean or whatever way. It was a, hey, I would like you to follow me to my room and not say another word. Sit down on the floor next to the bed until I say go.
Yeah,
So
he's seeing this as sexual. Is the way he's seeing this.
So I'm hoping.
An audience.
So I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at Axel. Axel, since you're already standing in front of the door, I'm gonna have to do something that might result in him wanting. Oh, you know what? Shit. Hold on. Hold on. Is that? Hold on. It is not. Perfect. Before I say anything else, I'm gonna mind link with Axel because I don't want to add anything extra to the situation. That is not a concentration. That isn't just an action I can do. I'm gonna mind link with Axel. Since you're already standing in front of the door, I have to drop my suggestion, and that might make him want to leave. And he is not somebody that we want following us around the city, and doesn't seem to have very good intentions for our friends, so I would like him to not leave this room. So if at any time he does try to leave the room, feel free to use force.
He ain't getting past me.
Good to know. Okay, I'm going to turn back to our creepy friend, and I'm going to drop suggestion.
Okay.
And I'm going to continue grinning. I'm still grinning at him. And I'm going to run my finger along his radial artery, because he's tickling the underside of my wrist. I'm not giving off any kind of negative vibe. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
But after the second I drop it, and I'm still grinning at him,
So, what are we doing in this room here?
I would just like to get to know you a little bit better. You seem to know our friends so well. I just thought I'm a little hurt that you don't know who I am. And I'm going to probe his thoughts.
His eyes go wide. Okay. Roll. So do I roll against it, or do you roll against me?
Yeah, he has to make a... hold on.
Wouldn't it be a wisdom save?
Yeah, but if you want to probe deeper, wisdom saving throw, yeah.
Okay.
1 second. Don't tell us the result yet. I might. Okay, I'm not. We are not in the room, correct?
No.
Okay, so the
Oh,
door
I
is
thought you
shut now.
came.
So-
No, you came in with us. I called everybody in the room with us.
Okay, then yes.
The
I
only
will-
reason we were outside the room is because you said you wanted to talk first.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so I can see him. He rolls a 5 on this save.
I knew that's what you're doing. That's why I was like, I wasn't sure if you went in the room or not. So, okay.
Yeah, this was a group powwow. It's a group powwow minus KB, unfortunately.
You're lucky you used that because I rolled real well. So
Yeah,
his
you
eyes
barely-
go wide, and you guys watch as Nova's skin goes like almost like fluorescent and begins to glow.
All right. So, Phil, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something looms large in its mind. Question verbally directed at the target creature naturally shape the course of its thoughts. That's an important part. So when I ask him questions or talk to him, it's going to create or form thoughts in his mind based on what I'm saying. So pressure, thinking. Wait. You can use this to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. Nope, that's not relevant.
All this while KB's sleeping. He's just like.
All right, so first and foremost, easiest thing, his emotional state. What is he feeling right now?
Relaxed as fuck. Horny.
Great.
Oh boy.
Again, the chill runs down the spine. Like, bleh. Oh, something that looms large in his mind. Before I start asking any questions, like, what's the biggest thing? I know we did this earlier with but like the The surface thoughts were before, but like the overarching biggest thing that is over encompassing in his existence.
What the hell are those two doing in this city? Is there a fight here? God, I gotta make some fucking money. I'm broke as fuck.
So I'm not getting anything about like how he feels towards them then? Other than why are they here?
Indifferent?
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna ask.
Um,
I can just ask then.
Yeah.
Well, you know, since we are on the topic, you seem to know them so well. What would draw you to them? You're muted.
How am I muted?
No, there you go.
Oh, I was like, how the hell am I muted? Pets. There's Donovan's pets. Good little fighters.
Donovan's pets, huh? So his pets seem to be a little long ways from home. Is he looking to regain his pets?
Why would he want to do that?
Well, you said they're his pets.
He doesn't need to regain them. Did they leave?
Well, I'm just curious if you're here looking for them, or if you're interested in taking them away from here.
You get a flash of a memory of somebody getting absolutely eviscerated, like horribly fucking mangled and shot. Like somebody tied to a chair, and literally 45 minutes to an hour of him shooting holes through, like holding the gun over a big toe, shooting off the big toe, and then smiling, holding out their hand, shooting off a finger, like shit like that for like 45 minutes, and then a smirk. Just completing the job. Somebody that owed a little bit too much money and tried to take off running.
This is in the memory, and this is him speaking?
Yeah.
In the memory? Okay.
Yeah, you got a flash of what he was talking about, and then he answered the question.
Okay.
Holy crap.
I'm Whisper76. Thanks for the raid. What a girthy raid.
Holy
Welcome
crap.
in,
Well, let's
welcome in,
go.
welcome in. We're just in the middle
Okay,
of
I'm scared.
Welcome, everyone.
We're
We are
just-
currently interrogating someone.
we are currently reading the thoughts on a failed save of a friend of ours here, trying to get some information. Welcome
Yes,
in, welcome in. Thank you,
a
everybody.
friend who happens to know two of us, and we're not happy about that.
No.
Yes, Colic. It's an interrogation.
It's an interrogation. Girthy raid. Yes, that's what that's what I call them. They're girthy raids. Alrighty.
Much love.
Yes, thank you so much.
Holy
He's
crap.
wait. Okay, we haven't gotten as far.
I like the waterboarding.
We haven't gotten to waterboarding yet. I mean, that might be next, depending on what he answers here. We'll
Yeah.
see, because he's not a good guy.
Um,
Okay, so I got a flash of that memory of him being a sick, sadistic murderer, basically.
why
and-
would they need to recover? I'm just finishing up a job. I was here doing things, and got a little fun, so I spent a little bit of time here and gained my favorite watering hole. What you think? Good shit.
Sorry, I realized our music stopped.
Diesel
gonna
fuel is
just-
always acceptable.
I'm gonna kind of like grimace a little bit.
Holy shit. Diesel fuel. Fuck.
Oh man. Yeah, gross. So I'm then gonna say, oh man, this is hard because I don't wanna push. the
And
wrong
he's just smiling. Like even in his brain, you just see this big toothy smile and his like shoddy beard with like little like the scar in it, and he just smiling back at you with his shit-eating grin.
What do you
So-
think, Willie? You think she's more your type? I thought.
button. Did Sophia said that to say that to him about Nova?
Yeah.
Oh no, don't make it worse. Sophia, are there any questions you would like to ask him?
No, you two seem to be kicking it off well.
Patience? Anything you might like to ask him so that I can get a better sense of anything we need to be worried about?
No, I think you got this. Seems to got him pretty
How long
well
you-
under control.
How long are you staying here, Wiley?
Yeah, how long will you be in town?
Well, I was planning on taking off today, sometime this late afternoon. I got another job I gotta make out to you. You know, little business I gotta wrap up in Zaire. A little individual, little Oxidon not paying his debt, and Donovan wants him to pay up on his last fight. So I planned on taking off this evening.
How long until you return to Dollar?
Maybe another month. When are you guys going back?
Oh, we're headed back tonight. This is the last fight
Yeah.
was last night. You see,
Ah,
we
I
can
lost out
want
on the
us to.
bet.
You want us to send any regards to Donovan? Anything you want us to pass on?
Nah.
Oh.
I'll send him a letter next week.
Oh, I think it'd be better if I told him in person. Yeah, I have no idea.
Ah.
Letters can get intercepted.
You know
Don't
better
worry,
than
it's on
that.
me. I mean,
You know better than that. He likes his stuff private.
oh,
The
I get-
usual
I get-
network.
I get private.
I'm still reading
Oh,
his
no,
thoughts, Ginge.
Enough of the intimacy between me and Donovan. But if you'd rather send a letter, that's
Yeah. Oh no, I'll just be
Mm.
curious to see what the winnings of your fight was.
Don't worry, we brought in a pretty good
honestly, we don't even see it. Yeah, I thought it's getting sent straight back. No, don't worry about it.
So I'm reading his thoughts the whole time that he's speaking with Sophia. Do I get any formed thoughts or memories based on what she's saying to him? When he's saying, like, you know, oh, I'm gonna write him a letter, and she's saying, oh, I'd like to tell him in person. Am I getting anything from any of that?
Not really, other than confusion, as in like you know that he doesn't like letters, that he wants it sent privately. Confused almost. Like, why would you ask that?
So I'm gonna mind link with Sophia. Is he safe to leave, or do we need to do something about him today?
I thought we had a month. I don't think he'll write about meeting us in a letter. But if he finds out we're here within a week, or even sooner depending on what he sends, that could spell trouble, and I don't really want him on our trail.
So, are you saying it would be better for us to take care of him rather than worry about something he might do and how long we might have? If he is not a favorable individual to have lurking about looking for us, if he'd be better off missing.
I think if we kill him now, it might be a long while before Donovan finds out.
You don't have to ask me twice. I have
Listen.
no tie to this individual whatsoever. And he doesn't seem to be a good one at all.
The world will be a better place without him.
Can I Cosmo Kramer into the door to see to see Nova like holding hands with this stranger that we've never seen before?
Well, Axel's got his back against the door.
Patience and I alone would struggle, but with everyone here, I think we have a chance.
You would know, even Patience and you alone, it wouldn't be a struggle. It would be him kicking the piss out of you.
Oh yeah.
And either dragging us back a bloody mess or just ending us right there.
Patience
Darby,
and I.
he's done bad things to people.
Yeah.
He'll just continue doing bad things. I think he
I
needs
don't
to
think
sleep
we
with the
want him.
fishes.
I agree.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop Mind Link, and I'm gonna continue grinning. I may have looked like not present while I was staring at him before because I was talking with Sophia, but I'm gonna be grinning at him. See, are you considered one of Donovan's pets?
Nah.
So,
Well, you could probably call me that. Pet, employee, well paid, fed, tack dog. Something along those lines. I get shit done.
so he has you on a leash and you do what you're told.
Oh, of course he does. Have you not met Donovan?
I
And
haven't.
he does this like creepy like, have you not met Donovan?
I haven't, and it doesn't sound like I would want to.
Oh, not many people do. Donovan gets things done. Of course he keeps me on a leash. A long one. But enough of a leash that I don't bite where I don't need to bite.
Most don't like being oppressed, and I don't think these two like it either. If you like being an attack dog, if you like being on a leash, if you like doing as you're told, that's fine. But if this Donovan says at some point that he wants you to do something bad to our friends, you would do it, no?
Well, of course. But why would we do that? They making money.
But what if they don't want to go back to dollar?
And he just seems genuinely like confused that with that question. Like, well, they'll go back
I'm
event.
gonna-
Like you get
Do I,
you get this.
do I
oh,
still
go ahead.
have the connection?
With
no,
who?
I dropped it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You get like a general sense of like confusion. Like, what do you mean they're not gonna go back to dollar? They're working right now. They'll go back eventually. Like just
Patience,
general confusion. Like what? What do you mean? I don't get it.
Patience and Sophia are like free to talk. I mean, we're talking openly. Like we're having
Yeah.
a normal conversation right now. They can hear everything I'm saying and he's saying.
Mhm.
If at any point they hear something that they want to like talk about, they definitely can. It doesn't impact anything negatively. So if I'm saying
Yeah,
something
no, I know.
wrong or I need to add something, feel free. Feel
Yep.
free. But what if they want to go and live their own life, a new life?
I mean, we can do that, whenever.
We have the life
Well,
we
not now.
want to live already. The patience is the best fighter the Radar has seen in years.
I'm
Yeah.
working my way up the ladders.
Well, at least the most entertaining.
Of course you are.
I'm
You
gonna
make lots of money, and you still got that debt to pay off. Patience, but you get there. You get there.
So, based on them saying that, especially because of what I was just talking with Sophia about, I'm going to link with her again and say, are you afraid of him?
He, him, Donovan, all of them will stop at nothing. Of course, I'm afraid. You're saying too much, though. If we can't beat him and he runs, we're going to be on the run too. He's going to go straight back to Donovan.
But that's not going to happen because we're going to beat him right now. And if we don't, we probably won't
sure.
be alive to worry about it anyway.
I hope we can.
All right. Since I've got an attachment to this guy's brain, touching his brain nerves, his spinal column,
All up in his cerebral
tickling
cortex.
the cranial nerve. God. Oh no. I'm scared. I'm gonna go from. I'm gonna go from reading his thoughts right into dissonant whispers.
Oh, what
Um,
am I rolling?
Oh shit.
distance relative. I think it's a wisdom. Yeah, isn't it a save? Wisdom saving throw. Yeah.
Natural 1.
Oh.
So he's just gonna hear. Nobody likes to be a prisoner, and he's just gonna take 6 damage.
Okay. You watch as he like winces and the nose begins to bleed, and he immediately looks the room around and goes, "You're fucking dead." Both guns go out and throws down something in the middle of the room. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Jin, he has to actually run away as far as he can before he does this, due to dissonant whispers.
Oh, does he really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It doesn't say the whole spell in there. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, that's why I said I didn't see that.
Yeah, sorry. Dissonant whispers, they must use their reaction immediately to move as far as its speed allows away from Nova.
Okay,
Which
so
would likely be, so it's using its reaction to run to the back corner of the room.
Or towards
Yep.
the door to escape, which is gonna be right into Axel.
yeah, but that's not going to be the farthest. The door's closer to him. You said farthest
Mm.
away, so he's going to run to the corner
I
of the
thought
room.
the bed was in the far corner of the room when you described the room to me.
It is the far corner of the room. The door is only about right here. So the far corner of the room is going to be across the room to the back left. Well,
Alright.
you're staring at the room.
But surely
Ah.
this man knows that there's a hallway there.
Surely
The
this
hallway
man
would
wants to
be
get
the
out of the room.
furthest, right?
There's also a window.
Hey,
Down
if you want to have him
below
jump out,
the
well,
bar?
I don't know, jumping out the window is gonna be helpful
Wait,
to
aren't
us.
we? I thought we were like in a subterranean room.
No, you guys are at the nice. You guys upgraded. You guys went to the nice place, right?
Oh,
No, we're still at the.
No, we
we're still
talked to
at
the
place
ogre.
with
We got the
ogre.
room from the ogre.
Yeah.
The stragglers
So
in.
you guys went to the Stragglers Inn.
Yes.
Okay, because you guys said, all right. So
Would this even have happened?
technically, no, but yeah.
I
Yeah.
completely
So-
forgot that we were gonna
Yeah.
stay to a nicer
So he
place, but oh
he could
well.
have easily seen us just wandering around the city.
Yeah.
Anyways, either way, he's in the back left corner of the room. So, not really sure how that plays out then. I would say that he runs away,
It's his reaction.
yes, but I'm debating whether or not you guys would get an attack of opportunity because technically you don't know, the rest of the group doesn't know combat's happening. Nova did this out of surprise.
And it was
No.
in his mind.
Yes.
Yep.
So he runs to the opposite corner of the room, pulls both guns out. You're gonna fucking die, and throws something into the middle of the room. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw. Okay. So, where is my? There it is. Sophia fails, Axel passes, Patience fails, Nova passes, and then KV, you come running into the room and you're like, "What's up, guys?" Make a Constitution saving throw.
Did it show up? There you go.
Oh,
20.
shit.
You save as well. So immediately something gets hucked into the middle of the room. Patience and Sophia are instantly blinded. All of a sudden, you guys are like, "Oh shit!" and your eyes just go black, like just blind. Axel and Nova, in a split second, you guys are kind of able to like shield your face. Along KB, you kind of come in, you're like, "Oh!" and something gets tossed, and you instantly just cover your face. And he is going to use. He's going to use a legendary action. And he's going to fire. He's going to fire at Axel.
This is supposed to be battle music.
So that's above that. So he hits above that, and he resistance gets damage.
Yeah, this is too uplifting.
Yeah, I know.
What's
I'm
happening?
Hold on, hold on.
We-
He does. $2d8 plus 3. Eight. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points of damage to you, Axel.
What did he
What did he
roll
roll
to
to hit?
hit?
He didn't have to roll to hit. I rolled an
What?
armor piercing shot
Oh,
with one of my legendary actions. As long as I roll above a 10 plus my hit, it's an auto hit.
holy shit!
Okay. How much was it again?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points of damage.
Ow.
8 plus 6 plus 3, right? 8, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, 18.
8 plus 6 plus 3, that's 17.
17, sorry, thank you.
Okay,
And
I assu-
immediately,
I assume he threw like a smoke bomb or something, right?
flashbang.
Yeah. As
Yeah.
Nova, as like you're hearing, as like you're regaining your vision, you hear Axel like yelp like, ah! He took a bad hit.
Yeah, and you watch as like, there's a hole in Axel's thigh now, and Axel, you didn't go all the way down to a knee, but instantly, like, you like bent down, and there's like a good sized hole, and you see this like, the gun that he shot out of, the whole barrel, like rotated off, like he flicks the whole barrel out with the that shot, like it blows the whole barrel off, and you see him quickly shove his gun back into his holster and pulls out another barrel.
Yeah. Nova knows that Axel only yelps when he takes like a bad hit, so he's like in some shit.
Wash it.
All right, let's roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck!
This wasn't supposed to be a fight, boys. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
And everyone should add 2 to their initiative.
Oh shit! 21 then.
17.
11.
Okay. 6. Yeah. 12, 13, 14, 15.
So he goes last.
That's not with what I add to it.
Listen here.
You picked a fight with a big boy. That's not my problem. Okay,
Ginge, he was
so-
very rude. What do you expect?
He was a fucking creep.
He was too horny. He's straight to horny jail.
I'm getting
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer vibes from this guy. He needs to die.
So, patience.
Nobody liked that.
What?
the,
Yeah,
What Diablo said in the Twitch chat.
not wrong.
Shit, guys. 11:30 and we're starting a fight.
I know.
Oh, boy.
It'll
Do
be
you guys
over
want?
quick. It'll be over
Do you
quick.
guys want to? Do you guys want to call it? Do you guys want to?
No, we'll make
Let's
quick
start.
work of them.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see. I mean, if we have to call it in the middle of something, then we do. But whatever. But
Okay. So we got.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is bad. Who would have known that our second combat encounter would be a boss fight?
level
Alright.
level 3.
Okay. Yeah. Level 3.
Shit.
I mean, you should know, Ginge. There's always a possibility for anything, right?
Oh, yeah, it's D&D, baby. That's why I love this game. You guys had the decisions. That's.
This guy came in
patience.
here shouting names of people that are wanted. it's gonna cause problems, he's a target.
You didn't know nothing. Anyways,
And he
patience.
won't, hopefully. Okay.
It's your turn. You are blinded. You see
I'm
nothing.
blind.
Your vision is Blair white.
I'm gonna.
You hear a gunfire, right?
You hear
Yeah.
a loud gunfire, and you've heard it once before, and the last time you heard it was really bad. Like, basically split a dude's head in half.
Is he a gunslinger?
A variation.
I'm just gonna take the dodge action since I can't see anything.
Yeah, your ears are ringing, your vision is like just white, and you're just like, you can't hear much, and you're just dukes up.
I'm just like,
Okay, that your turn?
yeah, dodge action, and I'm staying put.
Sophia.
Sophia's just gonna yell out, "Oh, what was that? What are you doing? Stop this!"
That brings us to Wiley again. He is going to... He's going to fire both shots at Nova because you attacked him first.
Oh, God.
Takes both guns and fires
He's
both
not.
off.
I didn't even get him a persuasion to try and calm him down.
So that is... 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to hit.
Vince, how does he react? Do I even get like a persuasion to try and calm him? Or is he well beyond that?
I mean... Roll persuasion.
I say all that he's taken right now is 6 points of damage. That said
Mhm.
nobody likes to be a
And no
prisoner.
one's drawn a weapon.
He's real confused.
So maybe.
Hey,
This is the group rethinking their actions before too much has happened.
Actually, roll at a disadvantage because he did take damage and he thinks he's in combat.
oh, fuck.
No.
Yeah. Both guns out. What do you fucking mean?
So what was to hit?
20.
This only gives me.
Maybe you can try again next round. When he
This
thinks
gives me
he's under attack.
+5 to AC. That's not gonna be enough, so I'm not gonna fucking waste it. Yeah, that hits.
Certainly got an itchy trigger finger.
I mean, line of work. 14 points of damage.
Oh
Oh
God!
my god.
As he takes one gun, slaps the pistol sideways, shoots her right in the thigh, takes the other one, cocks the trigger, and points it at Nova again.
Oh, I'm fucking hurt.
Ooh. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'm down.
No, I mean to hit for the second gun, for the second
Oh.
gunshot.
My armor class is 10, so that would hit. However, as a reaction, I can use shield,
Okay,
which gives me +5
so-
to AC.
Yeah, so the next shot, he like slaps sideways, fires, and right as it goes to hit you in the head, just all of a sudden, fires off and hits the roof right above Axel's head. And he just grimaces, fucking cocks the next bullets, and points them at you again. And waits. Nova, what are you doing? as you watch him blow a hole through Axel's leg
All right.
and
So,
then turn and fire.
so hearing the distress, feeling the pain, hearing the pain, and feeling the distress of Sophia shouting for him to calm down and to stop, I'm actually gonna use my last point for, I think, second level. Yeah. For calm emotions. I don't know why it does that. It also has a positive effect too, I believe, on people that are charmed or only if they're charmed or frightened. Never mind.
I believe if alternatively you can make a target indifferent about your creature of your choice that is hostile towards the indifference ends and target is attacked or harmed.
You attempt to spread strong emotions.
Friends.
You show me this 28 center in the point. Blah blah. Charisma saving throw. Creature can choose to fail.
Okay.
Creature fails saving throw. Choose one of the following 2 effects. You can suppress any effect causing the target to be charmed or frightened. Blah blah blah. Generally, you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that is hostile towards.
What is it? Charisma?
Yeah.
20.
So my spell DC is 14, so it fails.
You reach out and you try to cast towards him to calm, but it reaches nothing. He's just too strung up.
Oh man. So I have nothing left of second level spells now. And that was my action. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna end my turn there.
Axel. You watch as Nova takes one good shot to the thigh and another one narrowly missing her head. Sophia and Patience are just blindly swinging in the air, screaming out. And KB is just as confused next to you as you took a large shot to the thigh.
KB has a higher dex modifier than me, so he goes first.
Oh, alright. KB,
Did we
Okay.
get a chance to remove the blind at the end of our turns?
no. It's just 3 turns.
Bits.
3 turns? What the fuck?
I'm going to not panic.
Yeah, you literally walk into the room to see a flashbang, and then 3 shots go off, and a large amount of blood being shed through Axel's thigh, and Nova's thigh, and a second nearly splitting her head in half.
Okay. He's in the corner of the room by himself, right?
Guns pointed out in your direction. And something seems to be glowing on his belt. Maybe preparing something.
I'm going to cast Wall of Repulsion to create a wall, to basically cut off the corner that he's in from the rest of us, right? So
Okay.
kind of diagonal between the 2 walls that he's standing between. And then, as a bonus action, I will cast Coordinated Movement, which, as a bonus action, you choose.
He's gonna counterspell you.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
on the wall or on the coordinated
Yeah, because he
movement?
doesn't know on the wall. He doesn't know what you're
Well-
doing, and it scares him. He's gonna
Well-
cast it.
I'm not technically casting a spell.
Okay.
So I don't think that he can.
Are you... Okay. Continue, sorry. I feel...
there's no components and there's no like you know, but there's no material
V
component.
or
There's
M.
schematic. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that with the wall, and I'm gonna use coordinated movement, which is a bonus action. And it's you and up to 5 allies that you can see within 60 feet of you. Each of them can use their reaction to move up to their speed, following a path of your choice. So I'm just gonna tell all of us in the room to run out, like we gotta go, run out in the hallway and leave.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's fucking smart.
Shit, I just dropped my fucking thing here.
And if he attempts to follow us and chase us, he may be able to, but he'll have to make a wisdom save to walk through the wall.
Okay.
So I think the path that we will take is just, out the door to the hallway, out the building. Our movement probably won't get us all the way out the door, right? But however far 30 feet gets us.
It'll get you a decent, like, pretty much almost down the hallway, depending on who follows you. So, KB,
A good head start.
yeah, so you cast all of this, and immediately you turn and run?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it should be, I use my action, so I only have 30 feet of movement. So it should be basically all of us in the room get a 30-foot head start on running out of here.
Okay.
I'm assuming that this is willing creatures. Let me look. It says each of them can use their reaction to move. So I'm assuming if you don't want to, you can choose not to.
Yeah, it's not like you're charming us to do it. It's
Yeah,
kind of like, hey, you
It's just
can do
where
this.
I'm allowing you. Yeah, if anyone wants to stay and die, you can choose to do that.
No thanks. I'll reaction and follow, but am I able to? Because I'm blinded.
So,
I mean, this is a spell effect, and it like
uh-huh, but
he's casting
you're
it like
blind.
mentally.
Yeah, you're blind. So,
know.
roll a d6 for me and tell me even or odd.
Okay. It is even.
You run towards the door.
Ooh.
You follow the sound of his voice and just run. You don't know where you're running, you don't know how you're running, you just run. You follow the voice and you turn and you run.
Can I grab Sophia as I go? We were right next to each other when the shit kicked off.
Roll another d6, even or odd.
Even.
You manage to
the
reach
6.
out and feel her as you turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely go with her.
You can't pull the whole way, but you
Mhm.
can tug her in that general direction so she will not have to roll to figure out what direction. You kind of
Okay.
like grab and like tug in a sense of like fucking run.
Yeah. Both of us know this guy means fucking business, and
You know he is bad news bears. Like he is bad.
yeah, we're fucking dipping.
So you make it the 30 feet out the door. Axel, you stand in the doorway watching KB dip and Patience right behind. Sophia kind of gets tugged in that general direction, and you watch as she turns and begins to make the movement towards the door as Nova is kind of semi-crouched, semi-not crouched with blood spouting from a thigh. The shield wall up, 2 guns pointed directly at her.
Yeah, I'll rush in, like, be like, sling my arm over her shoulder and be like, come on, we gotta go.
Yeah, I'm totally dipping.
Okay.
I
So
don't
for the
have I don't have the HP to fight.
So for the expediency of how this is happening, I'm gonna do a roll here. So what do I have to roll for the wall? If I want to run through it.
It's a DC 15 Wisdom.
15 wisdom. No.
Ooh.
He will get one shot though, as you go to run. Nova.
Yeah, I was thinking. I don't think it actually blocks like
Attacks.
projectiles.
It just
Yeah.
blocks people from moving through it.
No.
Yeah.
So Patience and
If I see
Sophia.
if I see his hostile intent, then I'm gonna make sure I like put myself in between the two.
Well, he's pointing the guns, and you grab her and you pull her through the door, and she's at this point. It would be you grabbing her, pulling her through the door. You're mostly out with her kind of like just making the thresh point of the door. He'll get one shot at not a disadvantage, but with her with a higher AC because of the door frame, and she'll have partial cover. Patience and Sophia are the top of the order, so they're out the doorway. They're running blind way. They're running down the hallway, just like fuck, blind as shit. So he gets one shot, but she gets what is partial cover? What is that, like 5 AC?
There's half cover, 3/4 cover, and full cover.
It would be-
So,
it'd be
depending on
kind
how
of like-
big it is.
Yeah, it'd
I
be
think
like a half.
is 2, 3,
Let me.
3/4
I'm
is
looking it
5.
up real quick.
So he rolls.
Be
Oh.
gentle.
Baby.
Oh, you suck
Half cover has a +2 bonus to AC and Dex
It
saves.
don't matter.
Eat shit,
It
Ginge.
don't matter.
Eat shit.
As she crosses
Fuck.
Axel, you grab her and you sling her almost over your shoulder.
Pull the
And-
dead body. Pull the dead body.
For a knoll, you got big strides. And you take and you dig the claws into the floorboard. And as you turn and burn, and you full sprint down the hallway, like you're shoving almost Sophia and Patience out of the way in KB as you run. You hear a... Oh.
It doesn't have to be much. It doesn't have to be much.
Oh, I know.
Just shut up.
It's gonna be much.
This could straight up kill you.
It's just. Oh my god.
Oh, I rolled high.
Oh yeah.
I rolled high.
You might
I
be
rolled
dead.
real high. Like, how much health do you have?
I have 6 HP.
No, I know, total.
20.
If you did over 26, you're dead.
Yeah. 14 doubled.
Holy fucking shit.
Wait, we're going doubled, or are you rolling
I
twice?
rolled in that 20.
I know, but like, how are we doing crits? Are you doubling, or are you just rolling 2 more d8s?
Yeah, maybe you'll roll less.
I usually double.
Well,
for this-
the
for
whole
this
time
instant-
the whole time that I've been
I've
doing
always-
it, I've
I've
rolled the
always-
extra dice.
I've always doubled, but I will
Are you
roll it
sure?
again.
I mean, the
I thi-
official ruling is you roll again.
Yes,
Okay.
but as a
is.
campaign, we have
Ginge, I
always
don't need
doubled.
die. Just let it
Yeah.
go.
Have
As
we?
players, we have always doubled.
The
Yeah.
dice or the,
Actually,
the result?
here's the shitty thing. If we're talking about what we've usually done, we've usually doubled. No, I feel like I've rolled again.
I feel like I've always
think
rolled
we've
done-
more
I
think
dice.
we've
I think we've done both.
both.
I think we've done.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so
You can do what you
We-
want, but I will
wanna
just hate you
do we
forever.
want to establish a rule moving forward, like from this point on,
So-
we do one or the other?
we will double. Always double. We will say this.
I'm not dead.
You are not dead. You are
So fucking close.
Crit.
no,
two
you are
death
you
saves.
your death save. You are literally one. You are on the edge. As you round the corner, one hits you in the center of your shoulder blade, and exits itself out the front of your chest. And Axel, as you're running,
No,
blood
not the
just-
titties.
blood sprays out the like you're running and you just see a large mist of blood, and then blood, you feel the wet of your fur pour down the front of you, and you just hear and a breath out.
Okay. So we could say like it was my free action to like pick her up, and then I used an action to like dash down the stairs before anybody else.
Correct.
So I would have like a bonus action remaining. All right, I'm going to set her down gently, and I'm going to action surge, so I get another action, and I'm going to use that action to.
So before that, though.
Oh my god! It's still my turn. You wow.
I mean,
What?
technically, well, actually, no, it would be her turn. No, it would be her turn before your turn. It would be her turn before your turn, because you grabbed her. Well, no, because then I'll.
He
If
came.
it's still-
He came right after KB though.
Hold on, yes, because technically none of that damage would have happened then if you still had all of these. If you still had all of this. If you used your free action to grab her.
Well, I mean,
If you
by
if
what
you
narrated.
okay, so if you used your action to grab her and you took off running, then technically none of that damage would have happened.
The shot just would have hit the wall behind them.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's fine by me.
I mean, I'd rather not be dead.
Well, that's why I'm just specifying, because the way you had said it is you just grabbed her and you double dashed down the hallway.
Yeah, because by what you narrated earlier, you said, I fireman carried her out, so I was thinking, oh, okay, that adjudicates to free
So the
item
way-
interaction and then action dash down the stairs.
Okay, so the way that I heard that was that you literally just grabbed her and told her let's go, and then you took off. So you're actually picking her up and taking off. Correct?
Yeah, she did get shot in the leg.
I'm just specifying because these
I
are
mean,
two
to be fair, he's
totally
looking
different
at, if we're looking at like what might cause him to do that, I have hardly any hit points left. I'd probably
Well,
look
he doesn't
really
know that.
worse for
You just
wear.
you have a big fucking shot.
Oh, you said I
The
was
o-
kind of like crouching down with blood spurting.
Correct. But these are two totally different scenarios. So the way that I heard is that he just grabbed you and was like, let's go. He didn't say, I'm picking you up and running.
Well, you said that. So you
No.
you said like I have firemen
Okay,
over the
well,
shoulder too.
Now he is.
Okay,
I'm
but
not
yeah, so
arguing. I just
now
want.
that-
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
so I would say,
Because it's still
Barely.
his turn.
I would say fairly, I took one of those shots. I was pretty beat up. Like, I know how to, being a fighter, I think I know how to assess threat levels and damage states pretty competently.
I would say so.
I would say that I know that she can't take one of those shots like I can. So I think Axel, in that moment, would have, like, 80% chance would have picked her up and carried her.
Okay. That's a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
Different. So, Nova, as the two guns cock and point down at you, you feel a large individual grab you by the waist and just pick up, and you feel yourself almost dragged / thrown around a corner as you're like under the arm / hanging over the shoulder, running down the hallway, and you hear two shots. One goes through the wall, missing your face by inches, hitting the wall behind you. Another shot fires and hits right in front of Axel down the hallway, and you hear two more shells being cocked. He does not pass through the wall of repulsion. You guys are at a dead sprint down the hallway. And that's where we'll end our night.
We're in deep.
See, this whole little conversation,
Guys,
me and
I heard something completely different. I heard basically what Patience did to Sophia, and I thought you were just saying, let's go. And then you would pass the turn up. That's a whole different scenario. You grabbing her, yes, that gets her out of the room. It does not allow Wiley his action.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But-
so I get, yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, you can go back and check the VOD. Later on, you narrated that I was fireman carrying her. You said fireman carry specifically. Like, you can go and check the VOD. I heard it.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I added that for the added benefit. Once you picked her up, it was like you had picked her up to go and then shot, kind of like a cool scene, I guess you
Yeah,
could say.
I was just adjudicating your narration. So
All good, man. All good.
No,
It scared me
I
too, because I
prefer
was
this.
like, of all the times for me to roll a natural 20, not the time.
yeah.
So, everybody.
Session three, someone's already dead.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I prefer not being dead.
I told you guys, this season's gonna be a little different. Yeah. Everybody.
See, this whole
Thank you so much.
conversation that I had with Sophia kind of went in the direction of we need to take care of this guy, and mistakes were made.
Hey, it's all good. That's what D&D's for. That's what this game is so fucking fun. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks for the raids. Thanks for everybody popping
multiple.
in and
Holy
hanging
crap.
out
Yeah.
and dropping follows and spending time with us. We appreciate all of you for making this so fun.
Kind of want to change the name of tonight's session from Clues of Finding to Death and Triumph.
Jeez. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
We will be back next week, Wednesday, 8:30 Central. I hope you all have a great rest of your week and a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Deuces.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming out, y'all.
Ciao.